Welcome to the Rose Podcast ever. We don't have theme music again this week.
At this point, I like
fuck it.
come out like Raven. Like you should just come the fuck out. Like
right, play a Nirvana Teen Spirit or something like that. We know 10,000 rappers.
We know what?
10,000 rappers personally. Nobody's cut us an intro.
I know 10,000 rappers, about 7 singers,
and a couple poets. Nobody's offered anything.
Nothing.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It's a nigga that always gets on my bus that plays the what's the long one? Is that the trombone?
The trombone.
Is that what it is? Yeah. He plays the trombone. It's like I'm about to holler at him next time I see him. This shit is crazy.
You might have to hop on Fiverr and get like the guy that like cuts Mikey Misses promos to like,
yo, it's ridiculous.
Give him $9 to make us an intro.
And what's crazy is Brosco, shout out Brosco, ats me all the time. It's never about an intro.
A link.
It's never, don't, like, you know, Drake said, don't link me.
Please link me.
Please link me. Real shit.
Didn't he say he was already working on one?
Yes.
Say it one more time.
He said he was already working on one, no?
Yes, he did. That's him working on the new intro is like when Fab was like, I'm on my way to the studio now to do his control response. It never came out.
I'm thinking Brosco got some poo. You know what I'm saying? I think,
like,
I think he got some poo.
This can wait till November.
And just fell back. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of poo, before we get into all our nonsense, I got to tell you, I was riding around the day, and I ran into one of the older guys from my neighborhood, right?
Okay.
And solid dude, always was thorough as shit. He went down to, not about to say went down
to Pool Town?
No, I was about to say he went to jail, but I was about to say went down to jail as if it was the produce junction. like he had an option. But he went to jail, came home, he started a landscape business. You know what I'm saying? So him being who he is, real respected dude from around the way or whatever, everybody know him, everybody fuck with him. He started putting on guys from around the way. Okay. You know, naturally, what would you do if you start a business and, you know, I know people need work, whatever. So I see him today and I'm like, mind you, he's black. We know each other. I know everybody at work because they all around the way dudes. Mind you, he's older. He's 40 something. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of dudes who work for him are like my age and up. Yeah, it's not like young niggas. Yeah. So I see him, they were doing like a, he does pretty much the whole Penrose. Like he has all of that shit just on lock. So I see his truck parked. I see all the lawnmowers, all of the shit, whatever. And I'm looking at the staff and I'm like, who are these Mexicans? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I see him because I would see him all the time, you know, whatever. So I see him. He like, oh, what's up, Matt? Damn, what's going on, baby? Da, da, da. So I come over. And we dap hug, and he see me like looking around. He's like, I know you're wondering what's up with the whole Mexican staff, right? He was like, yeah, well, niggas got poor, so I can't find niggas. I'm like, damn, really? He was like, dog, niggas got poor and just they not coming to work.
You know might want to earn a decent living.
So he was like, it's really the most insane shit I've ever seen. It's like, okay, you got your little joint because you know you might have been working under the table, whatever. You got your joint. How about you stack that? And work.
And keep making money.
And he's like, dog, like, what do you think? Like, grass keep growing, trees keep, like, what you think this shit gonna stop growing? Like, so he like, I had to get a whole new staff. Let me tell you how ridiculous it is. He tell me about one of our folks we know, whatever. He like, yeah, he gets his poor. Okay, cool. He goes and buys a car. He buys a car for $2,500. He tell me what kind of car it is, and it's $2,500. I'm like, that don't make no sense. Because those cars
you paid too much.
Those cars don't cost $2,500. So he gets the car. A week and a half, this shit starts knocking. You know what he do? He don't get it fixed. He park it up and go buy another car. So he's like, I'm getting slammed as far as like work, you know, because it's summertime. So everything, you know, grass, everything is just rolling. So he like, I call him like, yo, bro, like, look, I really need you today. You know, I got a lot of jobs or whatever. He was like, he texted me back, yo, my phone about to die. I'm going to call you on another line. So he like, all right. He's like, I start working. I put my phone down real quick. I pick up. I see a number. I'm like, I don't know what fuck number this is, whatever. So he's like, oh, this must have been him calling me back. Yeah. So he's like, I called the number back. The lady answers the phone like, yes, hello, thank you for calling Doubletree. Can I direct you? He's like, wait, what? He was like, this nigga is in a hotel downtown. So he's like, I finally talked to him. He's like, yo, Doubletree downtown, nice as shit. I don't know if you ever been oh my God, nigga, it's out of control. He like, Matt, the nigga been living in Doubletree for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, how much they extend this joint for 3 more days?
Dog, niggas got poor and wilding out. Wildin'. I just had a conversation with somebody on the phone. He was like, yo, the pool got motherfuckers having hotel parties everywhere, doing shit they ain't supposed to be doing. I'm just like, it's nuts. It's nuts. So he like, yeah, I had to go get a whole new staff. And he was like, now motherfuckers is calling. He's like, I think the money running out. Because now they hitting me like, oh, he's like, they trying to creep back in. Like, yo, what's up? What you doing tonight? You trying to link go to the bar? He's like, I ain't see you in a month and a half. Now you want to go to the bar?
Trying to link. So, about my job and shit.
He had me in absolute stitches. He's like, I called back and the lady said Doubletree Broad Street. He's like, what? Like, dog. Like, how you making calls from the hotel? From the room.
Hotel phone.
You know that shit $9 a minute. Like, dog.
Hit you from another phone. A landline. No doubt.
He's like, when she said, he's like, I don't know. He's like, so I text him like, yo, did you hit me? He was like, yeah, I called you from the room phone. He like, oh my God, that was him. like, dog.
That was him.
But yo, poor got him going wild, yo. I know we speak about it all the time.
Yeah.
It's just funny because he's an older dude.
And it's still,
and just hearing him say, because he wasn't saying the pool, he was saying the PUA.
Yeah.
But when I was like, yeah, that pool, he was like, yo, the pool, that's what you're right, the pool. Pool got him bugging. And I'm just like, dog, like we talked about it before, you can't get folk to act normal when they come into an abnormal amount of cash.
Yeah, motherfuckers
even though the amount of cash isn't abnormal, but to them,
like, it's like, hey,
it's abnormal.
Y'all know people make this all the time.
You
right?
know this is like normal. That's why they gave it out.
Yeah.
It's to get the economy back going and to supplement you through these difficult times.
Yeah, no, I'm about to go to AC and bet all this shit on black and figure it out later.
It's ridiculous, though. But just hearing him say it, and I tell you, you had to see my face when I was like, damn, where's so-and-so? Where's so, like, where am I at? And I mean, like, it's stone cold Mexicans, whatever. Yeah. He's like, man, I went up to Home Depot on the boulevard.
Who trying to work?
Who know how to cut grass? Who know how to... He was like,
need 7.
Now we out here, and he was like, it's messed up because he's like, I hate to sound like that bull, but it's like, they get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
They work.
He's like, we done had real lunch all week because we got a bunch of time because they getting it done. He's like, I don't even know if I could bring them back now at this point. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, like, you done messed up your whole little job situation. You know what I'm saying?
You never leave your 80 for your 20.
Oh,
motherfuckers literally step over $1 to pick up a penny. It's like, yeah, you got 13, 15, 18. Some motherfuckers got 30,000 right now.
Yeah.
But one thing about a fool and his money, it will leave him. And niggas be thinking that they rich with them low amounts of money. And it's like, I done seen motherfuckers have a bad weekend and lose 30.
Dog.
Like, that shit ain't hard. It ain't far-fetched.
I'm not no rich man. I'm not no... You know, I'm not rolling in it or no crazy shit close to that, but I can tell you from experience, I lost 12 in a night in the casino.
I lost fucking 16 in one day.
I'm talking about in the casino, not no outside shit, just like crap table, blackjack to like within like a 20-foot diameter radius of each other. Like I ran through a quick 12, so it's like, yeah, you really get beside yourself in there. Like people see, like I'm diamond at Harris and shit like that. It's like, oh damn, you in the diamond lounge. It's just like, you know the trials and tribulations I had
you know what I had to go through to get to this?
To get this shit, this free valet. Like dog.
And this fucking sandwich.
Yeah, a sandwich and free valet. You know what I had to do for this shit? Like, yeah, like you can really, really get beside yourself, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you, like I was telling him, I said it on here as a matter of fact, maybe a couple shows ago, lottery winners go broke. Yeah, it's not.
The one chick went broke, she won the lottery like 3 times and went broke every time.
Yo.
Her boyfriend kept getting locked the fuck up. She kept having to...
No, she won the lottery once, but she kept bailing him out. She bailed him out like 4 times. And she was on Jan Van Zandt. She won 180, and they came to the mansion that she bought. She bought a plantation on some, like, slaves used to be slaves there, and as, like, a thing that we rich now, I want to own...
property back.
But it was dirt bikes upside down on the lawn. This shit was crazy as fuck. You gotta watch. She was on
and looked like Omi in a Hellcat house.
Yo, she was on
dirt bikes everywhere.
She was on an episode of Jan Van Zandt, and she kept bailing the boyfriend out. And the judge and all of them is like, his bill $6 million. All right, I'm gonna pay it. He out. He get booked again for some stupid shit. Judge like, his bill $12 million. She like, I'm gonna pay it. Get him out. Whatever. He get booked again. Judge like, Can we go for a dub? They just hitting her over the head.
Let's make a deal.
They just hitting her over the head. And she kept pulling boy out of jail. This shit's crazy. And it shit, now he booked again. You know what I'm saying? For stupid shit. Last time he got booked was for a fucking drag race. Like, your chick won 180. You can't park the 392 and just go chill.
Mr. Scat Pack.
Scat Pack out here wilding, drag racing. Like,
that's fucking terrible.
Nuts, yo. But yeah, I saw it on Yalla. But like, you watch that Lottery Changed My Life or The Curse of the Lottery. I remember the boy in Pennsylvania. He won, I think he won like $28 million. He opted for the annuity instead of the lump sum, which makes sense. It wound up being like $520,000 a year.
Word to the wise, if you guys ever win the lottery, always take the lump sum.
Yeah, I'm not taking the annuity.
A bullet, they ain't got no name on it. Neither do a runaway train.
Apparently, you can get ran over out here just
trying to get some fucking food at rice and things, and that shit take 2 days to eat.
If you cross the boulevard, you might die. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
always take the lump sum.
And the nutty part about the lottery shit is you can't transfer it. So it's like you take the annuity and get hit, holla back. Nuts, right?
I never knew that, yeah.
I watched that Curse of the Lottery shit. It's nuts. So the boy won $28 million. He took the annuity. It wound up being 500 and some thousand every year. But in his mind, it was like, I got 28 M's. And his daughter was on there like, you spending like you get 500 and then you don't get another 500 until next December. It's December of this year. They're not going to hit you again until next December.
You get the lamb truck and a new Protect. You got a buck left.
She said that she left. He got the house. He wanted to get the house upgraded. He told her, like, I want to upgrade the house, like on some fixer-upper type shit. Yeah. She was like, okay, yeah. In her mind, renovating a house, 40,
50,000.
And the house was bigger, so, whatever. She like 70, 80 grand. She said the nigga got gold faucets in all the bathrooms at the house. It was like he was just doing stupid shit. So then he bought a plane. He bought a Cessna C something.
Buying a plane with $28 million in annuity is a horrible idea.
It's ridiculous. But he bought the plane and didn't have a hangar to put the plane in.
Parking it at the crib.
He had it on a hitch on the back of the top. Like, yo, this motherfucker's nuts. And of course, he wound up going broke. And he was all fucked up. And I'm just like, dog, because it's like you come into this money and you don't have a work ethic or a grind and you don't really know what you're doing. And mind you, you've never been trained money management. I think now a lot of states, when you win that shit, they make you do like a
financial literacy course,
financial literacy shit, and sit down.
Yeah,
with
because it's predatory. It's damn near predatory.
They do it now with the NBA and the NFL. Like
the rookie symposium.
Like you have to go and sit down with somebody
because it's like, all right, when you have a situation where young black men are coming into millions of dollars and then 60% of them are broke when they're out of the league. That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a fucking problem.
And the white men who worked with him are filthy rich. There's a problem here. Kanye said it best, though, on, I believe it was All Falls Down. He said, crackheads buy joint, crackhead buy crack, and the white man get paid off all of that. I ain't even going to act holier than thou, because fuck it. I went to Jacob with like 25,000. It's like the second niggas get they deal. Yes, hello, Jacob. Do you have any 11 p.m. or 11 a.m.? All right, cool. Y'all can be there. Like, that's really how it is. It's like, it ain't put this money up or put this money over there or figure out something for next year and try to invest this and that. It's like,
where the Lambo trucks at?
We going to see Elliot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really
what's Elliot minimum, John, 10,000. Tell him I got 10 million.
Real tough. And they eat that shit up. That's why you got to sit back and really respect certain motherfuckers. Like Ben Baller said that when Rob Kardashian and Black China was going through their whole bullshit, Black China tried to hit him for like $700,000 or $800,000 on Rob card, and Ben Baller called Rob like, "Yo, you cool with this?" Rob like, "No, what the fuck?" Da-da-da. But Scumbag Jeweler like, "Hey, why don't you just go for one?" Remember Coming to America? Go for a cool million.
Looking around, let's go for a cool million.
But yeah, like, cause the jewelry game is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? You saw it with what's his name, Jacob. You know what I'm like? The jewelry shit just gets nuts. Like, motherfucker will literally sell you jewelry, watch it come back in the store because the motherfucker done stole it to you, buy it off of him, melt that shit down, and then,
or somebody that my man know, some motherfuckers robbed him or whatever. He had a new Prezi. Motherfuckers robbed him, He bought it from Danny. Motherfucker robbed him. They sold it to Sean. Sean, I guess, looked at the cereal or whatever, realized that it was Danny shit, called Danny, and then Danny called dude to buy it back from Sean for what they gave. And I'm just like,
nonsense.
I'm gonna just pay somebody $18,000 to murder you for fucking robbing me, as opposed to paying the fucking $18,000 to get my watch back. Like,
that shit is crazy, man. But it's just like, yeah, just because you come into some money don't necessarily mean you gonna be all right with it. And that's not even on some like low level. It's high level motherfuckers who
sure
you making, you know, $1.5 million a year, and you haul off and come into a situation where you got 150. Them motherfuckers you watch American Greed and watch all these motherfuckers literally fall. They be investing $9 million here, $18 million here, going through this shit, and it just
that's contrary to popular belief. That's what fucked Antoine Walker up, was bad investments.
Real shit.
Like, his gambling was under control compared to the $87 million he lost in the Chicago real estate market.
Yeah, that shit is
trying
crazy.
to build fucking townhouses, and that was a smart thing to do because he looking at it like, I'm gonna invest this 80 and I'm gonna get back 240 because every real dollar in real estate is times 3. So he's expecting to get back 240 and took a $80 million hit.
Shit is crazy, excuse me. Like, yeah, it's wild, but it's just like, yeah, you look at all these different little situations, and it's just like, damn, like, that's why me and him was having a conversation today. He just like, yo, I never seen nothing like this shit, where it's just like, all my workers, he's like, I got 5-6 motherfuckers, like, they just, nobody's
working.
Everybody got checks and money coming in every week. They like, yeah, I'll holler at you next summer, next spring, you know, and it's just like, dog, it don't work like that. He like, the sun's still rotating around this motherfucker, like, so it's like the grass growing, the trees need to get cut, all this mulch need to get laid. It's like, this shit continues to go on and on and on. So it's like, the fact that you got this little bit of money, and you like, I'm cool, you know, I'm retired. You know, the fact that
I'm retired for 4 months.
Yeah, the fact that you that comfortable with it is just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nuts. So yeah, the poo is still pooing. What can you say?
Oh, I saw Ron was tweeting the other day. He was like, I think it might have been yesterday. He was like, yo, Cali PUA crazier than Philly shit. Like, apparently they got some whole other type stipulations over there about how they regulated they shit. He was like, man, them motherfuckers got every car you can imagine.
You want to know what's crazy? Delaware John ain't even start yet. Delaware's SBAs and shit start on September 8th.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, like Delaware motherfuckers ain't even start putting bread out yet. Crazy.
That's crazy.
I said, I'm about to get a little studio down here. Start a little LLC. Like, dog, it's crazy. It's so much money. Like, people don't take into like really.
What was it? 2-something trillion that got put into the
$2 trillion with one in the tuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you talking about excess of $3 trillion. And I don't think people realize what a trillion is. A trillion is 100 billion, 10 times.
Y'all mad at the billionaires. Like, they put $3 trillion in the economy.
Think about that. Think about how wild it is. So you look at like a situation where it's like, all right, $3 trillion. You could literally hit off all these people that's getting all this money with 400 or 500 billion. It's 400 or 500 billion 6 times over.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, this shit is something else. Yeah. The Lakers got 8 million. Yeah, we a little fucked up right now.
Okay, Ruth Chris gave back a dub.
Dog. The Lakers are worth $5 billion. LeBron James, Kobe, Elgin Baylor, Shaq, Wilt, Kareem, Magic Johnson, 16 championships, the biggest franchise in basketball. They got $8 million on
Little 8.
Little 8. We don't need 10.
To flip the payroll.
And then it came out like, yo, the Lakers got $8 billion on the SBA. They're like, all right, man, we bring it back down. Like,
we know you meant small business.
We thinking when y'all said small, y'all meant not Amazon. That's real. We said when y'all
fucking Starbucks, Ruth Chris. Because here's the thing, and I think we talked about this before. Access to money is usually based upon information.
Right.
And when these loans and grants and all of that shit come out, the companies like the Lakers, Ruth Chris, Starbucks, Amazon, whatever, that are dedicated to finding the free money.
Dog.
Or the loan, or the subprime loans, or whatever the fuck it is, and they just apply for everything. Whatever come back, let us get that.
Dog.
Now, once y'all start getting in our motherfucking business, then we're gonna have to turn down a check or two.
Right.
But they've been doing
They've
this.
been figured like all that tax
Pre-pandemic.
break. Motherfuckers don't even know where to go get these tax breaks
Yeah.
that you can get in like the Swiss Alps and all these different fucking places and shit. Going to Macau, going to Singapore, all this different shit.
There's roughly, I think they said somewhere between 500 million and $1 billion in minority grants, loans, and subsidies that the government puts out every year. And roughly 40% of this shit doesn't get claimed.
It's nuts.
Because motherfuckers don't know where to go to find the bread.
You know what I saw the other day on the Curse of the Lottery? The largest winning jackpot that was never claimed. How much was it?
Largest winning jackpot never claimed, 400.
57.8 million. Somebody hit it in New Hampshire and never claimed the ticket.
Damn.
Money just went back into the pot. You get a year, 365 days. So whoever hit it,
It probably died or something.
But I've done it. You'll buy a ticket, forget it's in your wallet. You might drop your wallet, or it's crazy. But I've literally had like a Powerball ticket and threw the shit out and be like, damn, I ain't even cashed a John. Oh well. Like, but yeah, somebody hit a John in New Hampshire for 57 million,
58 million,
and just never claimed it. Crazy as shit. So it's like, yeah, motherfuckers really don't know. And us being where we at, the inner city, the ghettos and shit like that, we be the last ones to find out about something and hear about something. Shit, when the steaks is $3 a pound, they was $3 a pound in shop, right? You be like, damn, I'm gonna go down. That's how he is. So it's like, if you the last to find out about the fucking ribeyes, you can forget the grant money and all,
the 400,000 you could have got from the fucking government. They be having minority grants, double minority. If you a woman and you black, or you a woman and you Asian, it be all types of money out there that just every single year, and just people just don't get.
Me and Jules talk all the time about it would be a decent thing to start a contract company, because the way the shit works overseas, you get money from the government to fill these jobs on these bases. Yeah. So if I'm paying you $200,000 to work this job from the government, you might be getting 3 times that to fill that position. So he was saying how the easiest way to get in is if you a disabled veteran, black, and a woman. Like if you're a black woman that got a limb over there,
get first dibs on everything.
And that's just really how it is, just all across the board. Like a lot of different joints. It's like if you're a woman, black, if you're a man in this age range with these set of circumstances behind you, literally just. It's like affirmative action. We have to fill this.
Right. These are the criteria.
We're going to get fined. Please come here.
It's compliance.
Shit is crazy, man. But, I don't know. Where are we starting today?
I have no idea.
We were both on vacation. That's the reason we're recording.
Yes.
Today.
On Thursday. Which is our original. No. What was our original day?
Sunday.
Yeah. Sundays most of the time.
Say it again?
Said Sundays most of the time, yeah.
Even when we were up here the first time, I believe it was a Sunday.
Sundays. And then we started having technical difficulties, and then we started ending up on Tuesdays.
It was like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then we went back to Sunday when we went out
back
Jersey.
To Sunday, and then we went to Thursday at some point. Also,
I don't remember Thursday.
Thursday was the first wildfire.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
The 3-room joint, the trailers.
Yeah.
Was Thursdays.
Because I was off Thursday, Friday. You're right. Yeah.
It was Thursdays. And then when we moved the first time, we went back to Sundays.
I missed the trailers, man. The
trailers was dope.
The trailers was cool.
The trailers flooded like a motherfucker.
I can believe it. Yeah.
If that parking lot wasn't so sketchy, the layout of that place was perfect.
The parking lot was mad weird when you came out and it was all them little garages and shit.
Like, you want to bump, bro? Like, this motherfucker's just walking out of the shadows. Like, I never knew whose cars was like for the studio. It was just like, who was there to rob us? Like, you never could really tell.
There was a mini mart in the little garages.
That's barely a convenience store.
Yeah,
you know what that means. They had the bricks.
Yeah, that was a weird little setup. But I liked the inside of the garage. The inside
was super nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. It was impressive. A lot. Yeah, it was for where it was at. It was definitely impressive and shit. But yeah, we both went on vacation last week. I enjoyed myself.
I had a ball. I didn't want to come home. I was sitting there like,
I never want to come home.
Yeah, I was like, all right, so like an extended day. Like, so I went to Cancun for the 5th time. I've been going to Cancun since 2005.
I actually might go to Cancun the end of this month.
Nice.
My birthday's the 2nd of October.
So I went to Cancun for like the 5th time. Every single time I plan to go to Mexico, but like I'm going to Cabo, I'm going to Tulum this time. I end up back in Cancun.
Somebody told me the other day, go to Cabo instead of Cancun.
Yes, that's where I'm going next. When I'm going back to Mexico probably in October.
It's going to be one of the two, Cancun and Cabo. But we were looking at the Viceroy in Cabo. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never been to either one. So I'm like,
the
whatever.
Viceroy in Cabo is crazy. The Hard Rock
is huge.
It's ridiculous.
It looks huge in the pictures.
And Nobu Hotel, too.
You just ran through the three Jones. Yeah, that's funny as shit.
Because I'm looking. Like, I'm trying to go. So I went to Cancun. I stayed at Nazook. This is my first time staying there. I went to Cancun 2 years ago. I actually stayed in Riviera Maya that last time. I don't remember where I stayed, but it was a dope, nice resort or whatever. This shit was a totally different fucking animal.
It looked really nice.
Yeah, I stayed in a spa villa, like 2,600 square feet. I had a pool in my room, spa tub, indoor shower, outdoor shower, just fucking ensuite, just ridiculous, like rapper shit. You know
Is it
what I'm
all
saying?
inclusive?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Fuck no. But everything was like fairly priced as far as like food on the resort and all of that shit. Went to the spa, got massages, went to fucking hydrotherapy, all of that shit. Like had a private beach. Like the resort got like 3 infinity pools. Like it was ridiculous. Like I did not want to come home. Now, besides the fact that the room service sucked and most of the food off the resort sucked, it was perfect. It was like my best vacation I ever fucking been on.
Yeah, that's decent. I went down to VAB. She didn't want to fly. Like, she doesn't want to fly. The COVID thing. You know, I was ready to leave her. But whatever. It's like... But
the CDC lifted the 14-day mandatory... what's the name shit? Mandatory quarantine. It's suggested now.
Well...
Like, if you leave the country, it's suggested. They're more... Out the country, they're more worried about, like... Motherfucker, are you coming from New York, California, Arizona, or Hawaii? Yeah. That's what they're worried about. And on our end, we like, you can't leave the country, this and this. And they like, nah, motherfucker, you stay in America.
The crazy part is you can leave the country. People have this like myth where it's like, it's all shut down. It's like, the only thing is certain countries, like, I know because I told Jules, Qatar won't let you in.
Yeah.
So you'll get there and they'll be like, yeah, no, just go ahead and get right back on that one. It's like, you know.
Yeah, we got Joe going right back.
Yeah, no, 15 minutes. He's about to leave right now. So it's just, you can't get into certain countries because of the shit. But no, yeah, you could go to certain places. Yeah. But she didn't want to fly, so I'm like, whatever. We rode down to VA Beach. That's my first time going to VA Beach. I was like.
I used to do summers in VA Beach when I was a kid.
I was like, so it's just like I fucking
rumbles is out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I went down there. It was the beach was awesome. The beach was nice as fuck.
Virginia Beach is super underrated. Virginia Beach was like black paradise at one point in life.
It was very, very nice down there. I met some dope people. I got a speeding ticket. That was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Maserati man.
Yeah, speeding ticket. The crazy part was. She drove because I hate driving. I don't really like. At this point, it's like I've driven my whole life and I do it for a living. So anytime I could not drive, whatever. So she drove. We got maybe like an hour out. She was like, "I'm tired of driving." I'm like, "All right." So I got in the joint and I put it in the sport mode, and it's just like, you know,
137.
It just comes over you. You know what I'm saying? Like. So I'm like, when I put it in the sport mode, she was like, all right, relax. I'm just like, hey, listen. I pull out of we was at Royal Farms. I pull out of Royal Farms onto the street, boom, start ripping it. The cop was facing that way in the median, like looking at that traffic. So I go past him. He made a U-turn and came out, and I was just like, it's no way he's coming for me. I was like, fuck, shit. He yanked me over. So he came up and was like, how you doing today, sir? And I was like, hey, how you doing? He was like, let's just cut right to it. Is there any reason why you're driving as fast as you was going? And I was like, shit is fast, man. You know? He was like, I feel you. So he was like, you got license, registration, whatever. I give him the license, give him registration, whatever. So he was like, he looked at it, whatever. He was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to my truck. Just sit tight. I'm like,
oh shit,
I'm definitely going. Yeah, I'm definitely. I was like, and I told her, I'm like, at best, it's a ticket. She was like, well, what the hell is that worse? I'm like, I'll always remember me. I'm like, it's in between that. You know what I'm saying? I'm either getting a ticket or
Hold me down.
Yeah,
Get some t-shirts. Free mat.
Just make sure they don't put them fucking wings on me on their obituary. I'm like, it's somewhere in between that. So he came back up and was like, all right, here. He was like, now, I saw you going a lot faster than this, but I clocked you at 71. I'm like, all right. So I was like, how does it work or whatever? He was like, here goes the paperwork, just sign here. You can pay it online, but that's not an admission of guilt. If you want to go to court date is October 8th. I'm not coming back down here
to
court. This little hick down, you know what I'm saying? So I'm signing it, not looking at the shit. When I actually looked at it, I'm like, 172. I was like, why the fuck is this so much? He was like, well, we charge $7 per mile per hour over the speed limit. I was like, what the fuck is the speed limit? He's like, 45. I'm like, God damn. Dog.
I clocked you going way faster than this.
Like, he could have hit me at 90, but he like, yeah, I had to put on at 71. But yeah, they charge $7 per mile per hour.
That's egregious.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, I can't even like get beside myself. I was just like, all right, whatever. So he was like, where you guys headed? And I'm just like, fam, this is the throughway to the Virginia Beach. Where do you think we going? Like, yeah, so
I'm going to the nigger oasis. Back up off me.
So outside of that,
get where I'm going.
Got down there. The hotel we had was nice as shit. We found so many dope spots to eat. Like the food, I ate so much food this past week. It was ridiculous. Somebody the other day was like, she commented, was like, yo, that's crazy. All you doing is posting food pictures. And I was like, well, when you go on a vacation, the only two things to do is eat and
have sex.
I didn't know y'all wanted to see that. But
if you insist.
Yeah. I was like, I could go down to the lobby and see if they have any little tripods. I was like, I didn't
follow
know.
me on OnlyFans.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't know you wanted to see that. But I'm just like, yeah, no, it was fun as shit. I tell you this though, I didn't realize how cracking the beach actually gets. I don't mean the actual like the water, like the sand in the water. I mean like the strip. Not even the strip. Like, you know how like Miami, you got the beach, like the water, the sand, and then you have Ocean Drive. In VA Beach, it's Atlantic Avenue. And the Atlantic Ave, it's like Ocean Drive. I didn't realize that. I'm talking about motherfuckers is out there in fucking Bentleys, drop Ferraris, those, what's the little Jones with the one wheel in the back? The slingshots.
Slingshots and T-Rexes.
Bitches is half naked. I'm like, yo, this shit, it was live. Like out there. And I'm just like, it's crazy because, beach towns be like slums.
Yeah.
It looks like Atlantic City, but it's just a lot more going on. I was like, yeah, that shit.
And no crystal meth addicts roaming around.
Yeah, that shit was, it was dope. It was my first time in VA Beach. But yeah, it was fun. Then we went up to New York when we came back and shit. I went up to Brooklyn, and that was fun as fuck.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to BK Chop House. My man went there the other day. He said it was amazing.
BK Chop House. We went to this fucking barbecue joint. This shit was all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's right on Flatbush, like 6 and Flatbush. Then we went to the Biggie Memorial, Brooklyn Bridge, Juniors. We was all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I saw.
But Brooklyn is so funny because she was driving, and again, she was just like driving to New York is like a whole nother level of ridiculous. And I'm just like, yeah, like ain't no friends out this joint.
No,
that turns into no courtesy. Don't mean nothing. It's like motherfuckers will run you off the road on a fucking like a two-way street, like with not no second lane.
Unapologetically too,
dog. But it's funny though because Brooklyn now is like. It's like a large North Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where you in like Biggie Hood, like Fulton, St. James, that shit is the gutter.
Right.
But if you go 2 blocks, you in like Park Slope, which is like the nicest fucking area in Brooklyn. But if you go this way, you on Marcy Projects. Yeah. But if you come over here, you in Dumbo.
If you come over here, you at Ebbets Field,
you know
which is
saying?
gangs in New York.
That over there, that's Brownsville. Don't go over there. Like that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like you got Dumbo not too far from Fulton, which is like
how
we was coming over the bridge. It's a fucking building right there when you come over the bridge. I forgot the name of it that fast, but it's just at the waterfront.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom of the Brooklyn Bridge. And I'm like, I can only imagine how much it costs to live in that shit. And it's like, it's not even nice because you can see in the windows, like It's a standard 1 and 2 bedroom place, kitchen counter, little fucking silver appliances and shit. And it's Jones, not huge. So I go online and look, 1 bedroom, 640 square feet, 6,200 a month. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, Jay really an idiot. Like, dog.
Really a smart dumb nigga.
And it's crazy because I remember coming over to Brooklyn Bridge as like a youngin.
Yeah.
That shit didn't look like that. Like under the Brooklyn Bridge, when you first come over and you know that's Dumbo right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit looks like Rodeo Drive and like fucking Fifth Ave. And they're like, it's just crazy the way they've redone all of that down there. Yeah. So it's shocking to see that gentrification like just smack dab in your face.
As soon as you cross the bridge.
And she was asking me like, that block that everybody for some reason in Dumbo takes that picture on where it's the cobblestone with the bridge. She's like, what is the significance of this block? I'm like, this must be the block where Jay had the building or whatever. I don't know, but it's like that. And I was like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the John. I always see that shit. And I'm like, I never really understood why.
Just a thing.
That became the thing or whatever. But yeah, it was cool. Like it was fun. And now, you're back here and it's just like
anywhere but here is the movement.
You can just.
I'm thinking about going to Miami this weekend. I ain't gonna hold you. I need you to call your man about the rentals.
Listen.
I might be in Miami on Saturday. I ain't gonna hold you.
I had a
Prime 112 is open.
I had an invite for Friday, and I've been looking around like I don't know, like real shit. So I understand it. Just cause it's like Mitch said it best the other day. He had a post, and before we get into our topics, but I felt I don't want to keep calling him Mitch.
Brother BF
and crew. Mitch doesn't like that. I did it again.
Mitch doesn't. Mitch don't like it when I call him Mitch.
Yeah. Where is it?
But yeah, one last thing on Cancun. I went to 2 restaurants. They owned by the same group. I went to Taboo and I went to Rosa Negra. Holy shit.
Now, I've seen the Rosa Negra on destinations of whatever is on Discovery Channel. I've seen that before.
It's different. We literally ate dinner on the fucking dock. Like, it was a speedboat to my right. It was a small yacht behind me. Like, they outfitted the whole fucking docks with tables and shit. And their whole thing is basically like experience. Like, your food comes out on a fucking custom piece of chopped wood, fucking sparklers with the bottle service, and Taboo had fucking hookah. I'm at dinner smoking hookah. Like, the shit was crazy.
Yeah, but BF said, to keep it 100, I've seriously, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually struggled through this year. I've used trips just to try to stay sane. And it's just like, yeah, like, motherfuckers is at the point now where it's just like, I'm going. I don't give a fuck. I'm going somewhere. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and that's pretty much.
Because it's like, how long are people going to just stand pat and do nothing? You can't. People are social creatures. You can't expect people to just stay in the house for an indefinite amount of time, hoping that eventually the shit gets lifted or whatever. And the more, like, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the news, the more like little tidbits of like info that they drop about like COVID and easing the restrictions and shit like that. Conspiracy theorists, Chad, this shit is starting to feel like a population control measure.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've kind of felt like that for a couple months. I didn't want to say it,
but I'm just seeing it, and I'm just like, you see, the stat came out the other day: 84% of people that died from COVID had some pre-existing medical condition. I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like, so basically, what y'all telling us is, whatever y'all was working on the last 6 months, we almost at completion. So we might as well tell y'all now: if you pretty healthy, you gonna get over this shit and go back to your normal life. But if you sick, you fucking out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's basically like, it's dog whistling. And I'm just like, they just let this shit go. They just let it go on. They just dragged it on as long as they fucking could.
This year has gotten extremely, like, it feels like the longest year
of all time.
I yesterday saw Dancing with the Stars. Carol Baskin is going to be on there this season. And when I saw that, I was just like, what the fuck? And then to myself, I'm just like, damn, that Tiger King documentary shit was really like that wild. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like she's a full-fledged star. And I was like, damn, like, I can't even believe people still care about her, you know, from last year and shit. And Lee was like, last year? That shit was like a couple months ago. And I was like, nah, I went and looked. Tiger King came out in April. Like, god damn, this year long as shit. I was like, yo, I feel like that shit was like 2 years ago.
Bro, it's only September 3rd.
Dog.
Or 4th, whatever fuck.
We still got 30% of the year to go. The longest year ever, dog. Nuts. I thought Tiger King was no bullshit like 2018. That joint was 4 months ago.
I saw the video of the little the dwarf kid, that one that went viral, and they was like, "Yo, I can't believe this was in February," and I'm like, "You're fucking shit."
That was this year.
That was this year.
Damn, yeah. Shit. Yeah, this year been long as fuck, dog.
This year is like you got to market like BC before COVID and then AC after COVID, like to denotate when shit took place.
Damn. I guess to like go into our next joint, like one of the bigger joints of the year, you know, of course the big shit right now is Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
You know, that shit happened while we were both away, you know what I'm saying? I remember we went out to go get something and we came back to the room. I walked in because I had Trump's speech was on the night before, the accepting the nomination. CNN was still on. I turned the TV on and I see actor Chadwick Boseman pass away and I was just like, huh? And my initial thought was like, damn, he must have been like in an accident or something like that. And then to find out that he had stage 4 cancer and he'd been had it
for 4 years.
It was stage 3 and then it, you know, progressed or whatever. And dude did multiple Marvel movies. Like,
not to mention the Five Bloods, not to mention what's the joint with 21
Bridges. Like, it's crazy.
Message to the King, like high impact movies.
The physical toll that a Marvel movie would take on you as being the lead character, not like a off, you know, whatever. You the guy, like you got to carry this motherfucker. To do that while you going through chemo is wild. Yeah. That's just wild. That's something else. And I think Rod the other day was like, I didn't realize the impact that he had on people in general. And I was just like, yeah, yo, like to keep it a buck, he was like the younger generation's Denzel. Like it's young niggas is nice, but he was really, really like the bull.
He played every important black figure in like history. Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, T'Challa,
James
Brown, like,
yeah,
and played all of them beautifully.
Yeah, wonderfully. Him playing James Brown was phenomenal.
They're re-releasing 42 in theaters.
Oh yeah, the James Brown daughter said that when he got the role, he came down to the house and was trying on his old outfits and just like chilling, looking at old pictures and like soaking that shit in. Like he's one of them boys, like the method actor and shit. Right. And it's wild because the other day they replayed Black Panther on ABC, no commercials, and then they did a tribute to him at the end. And I know I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I watched Black Panther again, you know, during that joint. And Black Panther, I told you, I'm not a Marvel person. So it was like, you know, the movie looks great and is wonderfully done or whatever. But I'm watching it again and I was like, I realize now what I don't like about the movie. It's Michael B. Jordan. He absolutely stinks. Yo, I'm watching it the other day and I'm just like, I get hoes probably want to fuck him and shit like that. So whatever. But
let's talk about that real quick. If hoes want to fuck you, you can skate by doing a lot of bullshit.
Shamar Moore got a lot of rules. You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen all of them old Soul Train clips that been going viral on Twitter? Yo, Shamar Moore is a wild.
I posted one the other day. I was like, this was Kurt at his first industry party. The nigga was dancing to, what's the song? The Master P. What the fuck is it? Who do you want? Chopper style. He was dancing to that joint. He was squatted down, staring at the chick ass. Shamar Moore was nuts. He was the host of that shit, dog. But yeah, it's like Shamar Moore got a lot of roles and really wasn't good in any of them Jones. He ended up on like a soap.
He was terrible at everything.
I'm watching the Black Panther Joan the other day. You were really into the movie.
Yeah.
Most people listen to this are into it. I've actually started. I watched Captain America: Civil War, which was the introduction of Black Panther. So that made me watch it yesterday because T'Chaka gets killed and as an avenge to his dad, he becomes Black Panther because they all like, who the fuck is this? And he show up. That's where Spider-Man. It's actually a good movie, but it shows where Black Panther comes from. Right. And at the end, you see the trailer for him showing Wakanda to Captain America. And it's just like, okay, so that, and then eventually he popped up in Infinity War. And then Black Panther was the own spinoff, and then he came back for Endgame.
Yeah.
But I'm watching the Black Panther the other day, and I mean, like, Chadwick Boseman, Lapita. What's the nigga with the eye?
Forrest Whitaker.
Angela
Angela Bassett.
What's the black guy from Get Out?
Big Boy.
No, David.
Lakeith Stanfield.
What's his name?
Lakeith Stanfield.
David Kalunda. What is it?
Kaluga.
We're talking about two different guys.
Oh, I'm talking about the guy
Out
from
boy.
Get Out.
Yeah.
David something.
Yeah.
But he's in there. Then the big boy you talking about from Us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
M'Baku.
Yeah. They all are carrying African-sounding pitch, African-sounding tone, African-sounding accents. Chadwick Boseman literally sounds like an African warrior king.
Yes.
And then Michael B. Jordan is like, man, kill this clown. I'm just like, yo, Michael B. Jordan stinks. Like, he like, this your king, huh? Like, he talking like he in like Crenshaw.
Like he in a trap.
I was like, he in a trap. Like, this shit like ATL. I'm just like, yo, Michael B. Jordan really not good at this joint at all, yo. And I think back, that's what made me really not like the joint. So somebody the other day was like, because they said that Marvel now, they're basically like at a loss, like, because they were set to do Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
So now they like, damn, how do you do Black Panther 2 without Black Panther? And somebody was like, ain't no recasting of Black Panther. What needs to be done is Killmonger comes back as a good guy, and now he's the king of Wakanda, but it's to save something. And somebody was like, does that mean we have to sit through 3 hours of Michael B. Jordan trying to be African? People was cracking up on it. And then somebody commented on it, was like, no, what needs to be done is the sister.
Shuri.
Shuri needs to be...
Take the mantle of Black Panther.
I'm like, I'd actually rock
Because that happened in the comics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that really happens. Yeah.
Oh.
And basically... the Black Panther, T'Challa rather, would be like the spirit over
like,
Wakanda, like how his father was.
Like T'Chaka was.
Exactly. So you would have to just hire somebody to do the voiceover as opposed to recasting T'Challa.
What if they have, see, that's the thing. I don't know how far into production they were. So it's like, do you have any clips of him speaking? Maybe some used leftover shit from last John?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I definitely don't want to see him recast.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the last thing I'm trying to do is
it would be very tasteless. Even though it's what's good for business, it would be tasteless for them to do that because he is synonymous with the character. He's been the character in 4 movies. He built the character.
Like, I don't want to see Black Panther.
Him and Ryan Coogler are tied at the hip with this whole Black Panther shit.
Right.
So,
like, I don't want to see Black Panther as fucking Brandon T. Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody was saying John David Washington.
Who the hell is that?
Denzel's son.
Oh, yeah. No. Still no.
And he's a great actor. He don't have the range, though, to play like African. No.
Yo, that's one thing I realized this past week. Chadwick Boseman got range like a motherfucker. He really, really does have a crazy range in his just acting realm.
Yeah.
Because even the T'Challa character, watching the Civil War that I watched the other, it's like he really does carry just that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
So, Disney, if you're listening, if you're probably not, don't recast Black Panther. We're going to go with Shuri and T'Challa as, as the spirit of the village.
I want to talk about social media a little bit.
Okay.
Because of this situation. Excuse me. When I saw that he passed away, and then finding out that he passed away from stage 4 colon cancer, started out at stage 3. He found out when he was 39. He went through multiple surgeries, chemotherapy, a lot of different things to try to, stop once it hits that advanced stage, though, it's like,
it's just a matter of time.
When you hit stage 4, it's like, get your shit in order, and it sucks, you know what I mean? Because I know people personally close to me who have dealt with, my dad would dealt with, like it's a real thing, and it scares me a little bit just as like a black man, because we don't get checked the way we supposed to, and just a lot of things. But finding out that this man literally was dying over the last 4 years, and seeing that his work ethic didn't change. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he was still doing movies, still doing all these press junkets, still doing interviews, still going around the world, just all these different things while going through it. And a couple months ago, it made me think to when that picture got released of him with the hat and the chain, and he looked real thin. And let's just keep it a buck. Twitter, Facebook, motherfuckers just went to town on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just went to town. He never said nothing.
Yeah.
He never came out and was like, yo, chill, like I got cancer, like, y'all dickheads. Like,
he didn't succumb to the pressure because he was living in his purpose.
Right.
And he understood that what I'm going through is bigger than whatever y'all have to say for 2, 3, 4 days on social media.
And it made me think back to I remember that day when that picture hit Twitter and motherfuckers just had all the jokes in the world. And I think I'm just coming to the point where I think I'm just about to be done all the way around. So cause it's just y'all are miserable. Like y'all be trying to bid off anything, and it's just you really don't know what motherfuckers is going through out here. And it's just like life is so precious. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so, and you only get one of them. It's so just. I was saying the other day, right now, I'm genuinely in like the happiest place I've ever been.
Right.
As an adult that I can remember.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just genuinely feel good all across the board, just about like everything. And I watch so much just, I was talking to our homie earlier, and I'm just like, this is why now on Twitter, I follow 40 people. Yeah. Because I just don't even want to see the negativity all day and just constantly hear it all day. Because when you get on these social medias, I don't give a fuck how much you want to play it like, oh, I'm on here just to bid. And just when you constantly finding a problem with everything and everyone.
Yeah,
and
you're the problem.
You are the toxicity or the cancer or whatever, you know, no pun intended, but it's just, I've just reached a point now where it's just, life is too fucking beautiful, dog. Like, I don't got no pool. But life still, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is fucking lit. Somebody said that shit earlier. It was like, I saw a video. The young nigga was like, dog, get outside. Go get some of this sun. Breathe, man. Like Nas say it on the new album. Like, man, get you some motherfucking alkaline water.
Some
get
cherries.
you some cherries. Real shit. Like, live a little better. Enjoy a little bit more. Somebody on Twitter the other day was like, every year, it'd be the same motherfuckers like, oh, man, this year was bullshit. This year, corny. The summer was corny. And it'd be like, the year ain't corny, dog, it's you.
Yeah, your lifestyle is bullshit.
The problem be, it's like, motherfuckers don't know how to enjoy themselves in and where they're at or what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Because they look at these, again, social media, they look at it and be like, oh, if I'm not on a private jet,
I'm
then
losing.
I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, my life don't have no purpose.
I literally saw a girl a couple months ago was like, y'all be hype as shit to go to AC. AC ain't no vacation. And it'd be like, I hate to be that guy.
Yeah.
Every time I've gone to AC, I've had a fucking ball. And it'd be like, again, that's you watching, you know, Meek get on a private jet and go to fucking the French Riviera. So in your mind, you like...
I went to AC last summer with somebody I hate and had a good time. I was there the whole time like, I hate this bitch, and I still had a good time.
Realistically, me and you just went on vacation. You went to Cancun, I went to VA Beach. In a month from now, I'll be in Cabo, you could be in New York or St. Paul. And people really in their minds be like, oh, that ain't no vacation. Oh, that ain't shit. Or that, and it just be like, who you in competition with?
Yeah.
I say it all the time. People be like, oh, y'all really eat Cheesecake Factory? And it'd be like, bro, it's 112,000 Cheesecake Factories across the world. It ain't just me.
Yeah, we all eat this shit, motherfucker.
It ain't just me, fam. But people...
And that shit is delicious.
Fuck what you talking about. Cheesecake Factory. I was in there the happy hour. All the appetizers are half off and they full-size appetizers. I just got hip to this shit. I'm like, dog, Cheesecake Factory is fucking lit. But again, if... you go to Cheesecake Factory and you post a picture of your meal, or you hype a shit at Cheesecake Factory, but then the next person can post a picture of being at Walensky's or Barton G's, and it's just like, oh shit,
it's lit.
And it just be like, what if that person just liked where the fuck they was at, or what if they wanted to do whatever? I've just really gotten to the point where it's just like social media is just so strange now. But that Chadwick Boseman shit really made me like think, and I'm just like, yo, dude was dying and got hit with all these different jokes and cynical little things. And he didn't break. Yeah, he didn't like jump out and start arguing with people in the comments and none of that shit. Just like, y'all got it. And it's just like, damn, like that humility, that graciousness to understand.
That level of composure.
To understand, I'm going through this real life situation. Like, I realistically probably don't got that much longer to go. I got stage 4 cancer, and they can't get this shit. So I really ain't got that much longer. But what I'm not going to do is come down to y'all level and be sitting here
right
in the shade room. And I was talking to our homie earlier. I'm just like, yo, I haven't followed none of that shit.
I don't even look at none of that shit unless somebody specifically sends me something.
That's the only way I
don't see it.
It's like I don't give a fuck about Shade Room, the baller line. I don't even know. It's some other shit now. I don't give a fuck about these Jones. It's like you have a serious problem when you sit around on the nigger net all day and hate on every dress, every shoe, every haircut, every piece of jewelry, every fucking car, every vacation, every meal. Like, what? Motherfuckers hate on kids. Y'all are disturbing on kids. Jay-Z said, you know, I give Jay a lot of shit, but Jay said, these niggas talk about your baby crazy.
They also said niggas want you to be miserable with them.
Eventually, the pendulum swings. And it's just like, yeah, and I just, honestly, in these last couple weeks, I think I've really, really gotten to the point where I'm just like, I think I'm just done all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get on here, post a little shit I like posting, and just go. Anything past that is just, because y'all miserable. How the fuck did y'all make jokes about this man when he was literally dying? And that, to me, like, taking a step back and really, really thinking about it, it made me think about my own situation. We ain't gonna say no names, but we know who. Motherfuckers like when I don't fake on it, I don't shy away from it. I was 507 pounds. Motherfuckers was like, oh, Matt weight crazy, Matt look nuts, Matt this, that, and the third. The same motherfuckers is like, oh, Matt had weight loss surgery, now he think it, and it's just, you ain't gonna please him. So fuck him. And that's really where it's just like, if I'm not gonna please you, why even try?
Bullshit.
You gotta eat a dick on wheat toast. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I gotta go ahead and live life and not even think about this shit.
At the end of the day, like, what I realized about social media just in general a couple years ago is that whatever you doing, good, bad, or ugly, nobody really cares.
Nobody gives a fuck.
Ain't nobody really, truly, genuinely gives. Maybe your circle of influence that are following you, those 8-9 people that you talk to outside of social media and interaction, they care. Everybody else doesn't really give a fuck. It's like either they gonna like something or dislike it or put a comment on it. That's the full extent of it. And then once something else comes strolling down their feed, then they engage with that, and then they move the fuck on. Like, nobody really cares. Like, so it's just like, if you're worried about pleasing a group of damn near phantom individuals that don't give a fuck anyway,
right,
you lost. You tripping.
Right. You the one that's on some more other shit.
You're bugging.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's so much temptation on social media to just feed into nonsense or be negative, whatever. And it's just like, nah, I just choose not to. I'm not interested.
That Chadwick Boseman shit really fucked me up because I'm just like, damn, man, like, you know, I'm guilty of it. You know what I'm saying? Like saying shit that don't need to be said and doing, and it's just like, damn, like the homie really was he was fading away. And we was like, he looked fucking crazy. Yeah. And he didn't once jump out and be like, bitch, you biscuit head bitch. Like, it was never none of that.
He handled his business. He got his affairs in order. He married his longtime girlfriend. He made sure that his estate was properly planned. That's what the fuck he did. He didn't have no leaks about what was going on with him. No. And he kept his shit together.
I think Feek posted that the other day, was like, dog, his squad held that shit together for 4 years. Nobody slipped none of that shit out. And it's just like, yeah, that was pretty lit. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, like, it always take death to, like, kind of make us, like, think and, retrospect the whole situation. But it's just like, damn, yo, like, you really don't got long here.
Right.
Like, and you really don't know. Like, we saw that situation yesterday with the whole car accident over on Half. You really could just be outside and a car.
You could be outside shooting and shit, and then a car careen into you and it's over.
Like, you just really don't know. You could trip down some steps, break your neck. You really just don't know. And I believe in God. I don't know if anybody, whatever.
Yeah.
It's already written. So you can't get past that expiration date. So it's just like, damn, yo, you really don't got long here. You really don't be like, you don't know when that shit gonna go. So it's just like, why not just live 100% positive?
Exactly.
And just try to be the best.
And that's where I was about to go with it next. Like, I don't want to live my life shrouded in negativity.
And that's really where I've gotten, like, because I'll be honest with you. I literally was in a place of, like, depression. 3-4 years ago, I was literally in depression. And I think now about just how differently I react to, like, everything. To where I don't even be getting upset at some of the shit that I used to get upset at.
You gotta look at certain situations and be like, that's some bullshit. I'm not feeding into that.
It's just all the way around. I'm not even talking about fuck social media for a second. I'm just talking about life
period, yeah.
in general. It's just like, how are you, like, how do you have something to say about everything?
Yeah.
And that goes back to the social media shit where it's just like the people who sit on these shade rooms and these, it's wild. But somebody sent me Tekashi 6ix9ine the other day, and the bull who got the fuck Tekashi tattoo, he's in the comments on the video. He posted a video with Black China because my homie sent it to me. He know I fuck with Black China.
Yeah.
And he was like, I see the young boy got your chick bouncing her ass or whatever. So I seen it and I'm in the comments. The boy who got the fuck 6ix9ine tattoo is in the comments. And it's just like, bro, you got the tattoo already.
He's still on it.
It's stamped. You don't gotta keep reiterating. But again, that's that living rent-free shit.
Yeah.
Like, here you are in the comments today going, and it's just like, I get it. He did some shit you don't respect. Cool. All that's whatever.
You ain't gotta get on the bullhorn every day and remind us. Like, we know. He's the poster child for snitching in the modern era.
Dog.
It ain't nothing else that can be done to further solidify his status as a snitch.
It's like you got Home Depot and you got Lowe's. Some people like Lowe's, some people like Home Depot.
And you got an occasional Ace Hardware.
Occasionally Jim's Hardware, just random shit. Yeah. But it's like you got Home Depot and Lowe's. Do you know how weird it would look for the fucking senior director of Lowe's to be standing out front of Home Depot like, y'all going in here?
You know they got that bullshit in this.
Man, them ladders is overpriced. Fuck is you doing? Like, no, we selling ladders over this motherfucker. Come holla. That's really like people literally. That's another thing with social media. People go out of their way to like tell you what they don't like and almost like fight you for liking it. To the point where you just be like, I don't even want to say what I like on this motherfucker.
My biggest thing is, I don't care what y'all think, and you're not changing my mind on what I think.
Dog.
My mind is super made up.
Dog.
Like, I've thought about this. I've come to a conclusion. I'm locked in.
Like, before I tweet sugar-free Red Bulls is awesome, I done drunk 17,000 of these Jones. And it's like, no, these Jones is pretty good. It's like, but people literally had this thing where you say, yeah, I like white bread. You know white bread isn't healthy for you because it ain't no grains in it. And then you got somebody who's like a fucking black activist is like, you know, the white bread is what they gave to the slaves. And
you got the vegans. You should eat pea bread.
Yeah, like it just be too much. It just be really too much.
But once motherfuckers told me almond milk wasn't no good, I gave up the fight. Like, I don't know what the fuck to drink.
Dog.
You got to get pea milk. I'm not drinking PEA. I'm not drinking pea milk ever.
Yo. I saw you tell Stone the other day, it's like, oh, you've tapped into the
you broke his shit and you don't fuck no hoes part of Twitter.
Yeah, like when you get into that, John, that little dark part
that was
of
my
Twitter.
home. On This Ain't Me page, that was my home the last 6 months, yeah. Nigga, then when you respond and prove that you are indeed successful and fuck hoes, you corny as shit, bitch. Like, it's no winning with that.
It's no win. Like, and that's really where if it's no win, why even play?
I had the ugliest people in America call me ugly for weeks on end, bro.
I never forget a chick on Twitter was like, something, get your fat ass out of here. And I clicked on the page, like the profile image, and I was like,
bigger than me.
Look at that me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, sis, I got you by 3 pounds. What the fuck? It's just like, yo, that's Twitter.
That's Twitter in a nutshell.
That's Twitter in a nutshell. That's social media now. And it's just like, damn, I remember when that shit was so fun and just so... That's how a lot of us became like to knowing each other.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it was socially... It was a social
We pushed the limits of our individual creativity.
CSI was talking about the flag football Jones. Like, if one of them popped off today, somebody's gonna die. Like, remember Joe Clark talking to Kid Ray? You'll be dead in a year. Like, nigga,
I had a domestic at one of them.
Somebody's gonna die if they did a Twitter flag football Jones today, somebody's getting hurt. Ain't no way on earth you could put all them at names out there, and it's just because it's too much.
Niggas is bringing the mop sticks.
Mop sticks.
Niggas is bringing the mop sticks like Big Word. Look at the Smokey.
Niggas is gonna look like drumline out there. Niggas is walking in with them drums. Like the real talk is just, and it sucks that you can't because it's so much negativity in this shit.
Yeah.
And it's just that Chadwick Boseman shit really just fucked me up because it's just like, damn, like. I don't want to get too personal with like people we know, but it's just I've watched people go through things, like go through real live medical, catastrophes to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And people have all this shit to say, and I'd be like, well, if they would have went the other way, y'all would have said the other shit.
Yeah.
And it's just I had a full-blown conversation with a girl the other day because she was just like, she work out real crazy and she sell a lot of like fitness clothes or whatever. We just had like a conversation just about a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo, I don't think you realize just how many people you inspire. Because she's like, all my girlfriends be talking about you, like where she be working out and shit. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess. She's like, no, nigga, ain't no I guess. She's like, I'm telling you, like, she's like, that picture you posted the other day with the slim jeans, she's like, that's some old other shit compared to what you used to look like. She's like, that's fucking insanity. So it made me like really, really to myself, like sit back and think about that shit. And it's just like, yeah, like, and I don't really boast about it or really go off about it, but it's just like, yeah, I was 507 pounds and now I weigh 290. Like, I've lost 216 pounds. I was pre-diabetic. I'm not pre-diabetic anymore. I had cardiomyopathy. Like, the top part of my heart was not beating with the rest of it. I got my echocardiogram done twice recently. Heart beating fine. I haven't taken a blood pressure pill since June 8th, 2018. I got my blood pressure checked the other day, 121/80. It's just so...
This shit lower than mine.
It's just so wild looking at these situations, and it's just like, yeah, I really am like a whole different person.
Yeah,
and it really don't even like, I don't take it in as much as I should. But it's so wild because it's like, even when I went through that situation, there was goofy shit said about me. You know it, I know it, we saw it. I ain't really, what Drake say, I don't react to it, but I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, but on the flip side, let's say I would have had a heart attack in June of 2018 and died. Yeah, man, he just completely slipped. I don't like, he had opportunity to get his life together. You understand what I'm saying?
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
And it's just like that Chadwick Boseman shit really just put a lot of things in perspective for me to where it's just like, yo, go out here. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try. Live your life to the fullest extent. And fuck people because they stupid as shit. Yeah. Like, it just is what it is. If you being successful and taking care of your home and getting to do the things you want to do, and to me, I want to get to that point to where it's just like, I don't even go on. Like, somebody's handling my social media. That's really what I wouldn't mind. But it's just like, I watch people who are so easily just pulled in. Motherfuckers will literally go on no gun zone and Philly Scoop Hall and like, I've seen like people get shot and the shooters argue with the family and it just be like, how did this happen?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are so easily just thrown off of your course. I watch strangers argue like the simplest posts. Batman a bitch. Fuck out of here. It should be crazy. That Batman video the other day, me, you, and Carl, that was the funniest shit. He's like, yo, why you just standing there? Why don't you turn into a bat?
I thought y'all had it.
He's like, I don't turn into a bat. He was like, well, why do you call yourself Batman?
It's like a metaphor. A metaphor.
He said, you said we should have met at 4. Said, why don't you turn into
nigga just ripped my arm off.
Why don't you turn into a bat, Batman? That shit was hilarious, man. But rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Fucking legend. Icon of the acting game.
Definitely.
Yeah.
His death post, the most liked post in the history of Twitter.
Is it?
Yes.
Wow.
It's approaching like 7 million likes or something like that.
Man. We lost a lot of legends this week. We lost Chadwick Boseman. We lost Lute Olson, legendary coach
of Arizona men's basketball.
We lost Clifford Robinson. Cliff was my man.
Cliff was the original stretch forward.
He was
the four that played like a three.
The 3 to 2, and he was when Jordan hit the 6'3" and did the arm shrug, Clifford Robinson was standing right next to him and shit. Somebody else.
John Thompson.
Oh, man, listen. John Thompson it's so weird that like black. This be the problem with like a lot of the stuff that's going on just in the world. Me and Spank was talking about it. Shout out Spank. We're actually cool this week.
No rumbles.
Yeah, no rumbles this week. But Spank was talking about, yo, man, it's 2020 and we're still getting a lot of first blacks.
Yes.
And somebody was like not really understanding what he was saying. And I came on and was like, it's 2020 and we're still getting like the first black to graduate from this school, or the first black to win this, or the first black to accomplish this, or the first black to go to this planet. And John Thompson was the first black coach to win a national championship. And the way you look at Dean Smith being married to North Carolina, or the way you look at Coach K being married to Duke, or who else am I thinking about? Jim Bohan being married to Syracuse. John Thompson was married to Georgetown.
Yes.
He literally
put the program on the map.
He put the program together. And when you talk about making Hall of Fame, like I say it all the time, Duke has put 2 good niggas in the NBA. And they was good for a couple seasons. Like, do you realize, like, top 5 players to play in the NBA from Duke, Shane Battier's probably on the list? Like, they don't have many motherfuckers up there.
The legend that is Trajan Langdon.
Real shit. It's Grant Hill, and then it's a significant drop-off. It's like Elton Brand, Carlos Boozer, Shane Battier, Christian Laettner, Bobby Hurley.
Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, Kyrie, maybe. If you want to consider,
Kyrie played 9 games.
7 games. I don't even consider Kyrie a Duke motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He was just hanging out on campus, fucking hoes.
Zion's myth and legend was already written. He could have went to goddamn.
He could have went to Grambling State.
He could have went to Imhotep. You know, he could have went to CCP. You know what I'm saying? Zion was going to be Zion. But you look at what John Thompson did, where he literally built Patrick Ewing. He built Allen Iverson. He built Alonzo Mourning. He just built that program. Do you know what my favorite John Thompson story is?
I have no idea.
John Thompson, everybody knows Georgetown is in D.C. So for all of you that don't know, there's a legendary coke dealer from D.C. His name is Rayful Edmonds, right? Ran D.C. Ran up $350 million. When he finally went down for his fucking case, they was bringing him to court in bulletproof riot gear and helicopters. You know what I'm saying?
And then he still ran D.C. for another 10 years from the jail. From the pit.
Rayful Edmonds ran D.C., no questions, ifs, ands, or buts about it. D.C. being the home of the Georgetown Hoyas, when the Hoyas was really shit, like fucking Big Boy said on goddamn, what's the Outkast record? With the lady, Rosa Parks. Bulldogging niggas like them Georgetown Hoyas. You know what I'm saying? It's like Georgetown Hoyas was the shit. Yeah. Rayful Edmonds and all his crew used to come to the Georgetown games. So naturally, when y'all the shit in the city and the basketball niggas is the shit, y'all link up. And, you know, Zoe, of course, created Zoe Weekend. And, you know, a lot of that shit was picked up from the Rayful Edmonds era. John Thompson didn't like the fact that Rayful was coming in and having, like, just exposure to the players and all of that shit. John Thompson straight stepped to Rayful Edmonds like, yo, leave my players the fuck alone. You want to come to the game and be a fan, cool. But all that trying to take them out and go to clubs with them, all that shit, you got to fall back from that. Rayful Edmonds said, I respect you, OG, I got you. John Thompson didn't fuck around, dog. AI got on the joint. That AI was like, yo, this man literally saved my life. Yeah. Like, he literally said, every other school.
AI was a 5-star athlete in 2 sports.
2 sports.
Got because he had that case, got denied by every single school. All his scholarship offers got rescinded, and John Thompson was the only one that took a chance on him.
John Thompson, I got you. Like, John Thompson's a real ass nigga, man. And, you know, it fucks me up because it's like I look at, like, the college basketball scene, which we don't really even fuck with to begin with. But shit like that is just like, why isn't he celebrated the same way y'all celebrate Calipari or Coach K?
Oh, bullshit.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, why isn't John Thompson deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of collegiate basketball coaching if we gonna be technical.
Absolutely.
But they'll give you more props about the coach from UConn and the women's joint.
Gino Auriemma.
But it's just like, yeah, when
or fucking Bill Self at Kansas.
When you getting the best women on the planet, the Diana Taurasi's and everybody, it's like, bro, get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody recently was saying how if they did, I think it was, I don't know if it was Colin Cowherd, somebody was like, if you did the best coaches ever in basketball, he was like, I know this shocks people, but I don't got Phil in the top 3. Yeah. He was like, what Phil Jackson to me was, he wasn't the greatest coach ever. What he was the best manager of supreme talent. Yeah. I'll give him that. But he was like,
He ain't better coach than Larry Brown. He ain't better coach than Greg Popovich.
He's not a better coach than Pop. He was like Jerry Sloan. He's like, it's so many other coaches who are just better at coaching the game. Yeah. If you want to be technical, if it wasn't for Tex Winter, we don't know where Phil would be.
Hey, man, if it wasn't for the fucking triangle.
But my thing is, if I got the triangle with Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman, or Shaq, Kobe, and Brian Russell, Derek Fisher, and it's like, I can do that. I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Phil calling timeouts. Hey, y'all niggas tripping. Can y'all stop tripping? We got you, Phil. Like, that's the strategy. Like,
hey, y'all tripping. Can y'all stop tripping? Real shit.
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Phil. Don't worry about it.
So it's just like, yeah, John Thompson to me deserves to be up there and be recognized with like the greats of college basketball. But again, you black with that program.
The NCAA is just a bullshit organization as it is anyway. And this is why it's being deconstructed in the manner that it is. And the reason why Adam Silver is possibly the greatest commissioner in the history of American sports is because they are doing shit that's outside the box to circumvent a predatory system like the NCAA by giving players fucking now multi-million-dollar contracts to play in the G League, develop their fucking skills, and then come into the league the following year as a pro with some bread in their pocket. It's like they don't limit fucking golfers from being able to fucking play pro golf at 16. They don't limit
14.
Tennis players from being able to do the same shit. And it's like, why is it the game where the black people fucking dominate, you want to put limits and limitations on what they can do and how much money they can earn? Or it's like, yo, you got to come give us
your time so we can make
$100
some money
million first and then go. And like, nah, that shit don't work like that. Like, the world is changing and motherfuckers need to realize it. And the NCAA is 20 years behind the fucking times, and they getting they just due now.
Yeah, shit is crazy.
Repeatedly now.
Yeah, but rest in peace, John Thompson, man. Definitely a legendary coach. And it's just
legendary person.
Legendary, yeah, just dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many stories that's just out there about him and just, yeah, like, but that shit with Rayful Evans always like, that's how he was. Like, he was a respected individual, not on some street shit. I'm a tough guy, just on some.
As a man.
As a man. Like, this is what it's going to be, yo. Like, I got to, like, these ain't just players that come in and play for me for a year and then bounce. Like, I'm running a real program over here where I'm really trying to like affect change in these young black lives.
I'm trying to turn young men into men.
You pulling up with all this gold and Maseratis, Ferraris, like they're impressionable. You know what I'm saying? They're young kids. So it's just like, respectfully, you can come to the game and be a fan or whatever, but trying to pick them up, take them all out after the game, like, you don't need to be doing that because they don't need to be seeing or around that right now. He's just like, no, I respect you, OG, like whatever, and fell back. And it's just like, yeah, like John Thompson was a really serious dude. So definitely RIP to John Thompson. All right. I want to talk about Verzuz. Did you watch the Verzuz?
I didn't watch 1 second of it.
Did you watch the Verzuz, T?
No, I was asking you before we started about that Kamala Harris thing.
Okay, yeah. So Kamala Harris did pop up in the middle of Verzuz.
Of course.
Definitely the weirdest part of the night.
I thought that was Photoshopped when I saw it.
Joe Biden was in the comments.
Threw an American flag in the comments.
Like, just wow. You know, just doing anything at this point.
Joe Biden is a bot. Like, Joe Biden is a fucking bot,
But
man.
I was telling him, did you see Trump with Laura Ingraham yesterday?
No.
Oh, shit. So... Oh, yeah, the whole Jacob Blake situation, you know what I'm saying? Right. I don't think we really got super deep into that. But they had Trump on Fox News, and Laura Ingraham was interviewing him about, and, you know, of course, people want to, you know, he's the president. So it's like, how do you feel about this whole situation? And Trump hauls off and says, yeah, well, you know, I feel like there are bad cops. I feel like there are good cops. You know, but like any other thing, any other place, any other profession, people choke. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, you know, the cop who shot him might not have had to shoot him 7 times, but he choked. You know, he panicked, you know, split second, your life's on the line, you choke. He's like, think about it. Golfers miss 3-foot putts. You choke. And she's like, well, you're not comparing him getting shot to, she tried to stop him.
Like, hold on now.
She tried to stop him. He was like, no, I'm not comparing it. But, you know, world-class golfers do miss 3-foot putts. And they just choke. But they can make that putt. You know? And I'm just like, yo, Trump, our whole presidential situation is crazy as all hell.
Let's talk about the fact that he's about to...
We're going to get to the verses, but let's go in
fuck the economy in a way that is unprecedented in American history. I mean, for those of you out there that aren't aware what's going on behind the scenes, Trump did two things a couple weeks ago. He signed executive orders for two things. One was the $400 additional stimulus from the federal government for the PUA recipients and unemployment recipients. Federal government's paying 75% of it. The individual states got to kick in the other 25% or whatever. So, all right, cool. So you're giving people some additional incentive while fucking 40% of the country is out of work.
Right.
All right, cool. The secondary part of that bill that's being signed into effect is he's deleting payroll tax and FICA tax from paychecks.
And no one is talking about. Me and you had an extensive conversation about this. Me and Chad talked on the phone. But we were talking for like
I've been talking about it every day.
We were talking for like a good 25 minutes about this shit.
Every time I see it, I'm like, this is the craziest shit of ever.
I told you, the craziest part is they're not just like foregoing into shit. It's like we gonna postpone.
It's an abatement.
Yeah.
It's an abatement. So, it's coming.
So my whole thing is, okay, let's look at me. In a normal week, I might pay FICA 5 something. Okay, no FICA tax for the rest of the year. So let's say it's $2,000 a month, right? That I'm getting extra on my check. 4 months. Okay, cool. So realistically, you're talking about 8-9 extra thousand for the year. Okay, great. But if it's deferred and not just deleted, does that mean in April of next year I get hit with a bill?
That means in February of next year you get hit with a fucking bill.
You feel me? Like, do I get hit with a bill now where it's like, oh, you owe your FICO tax from last year?
Here's what's going to happen.
How does that work?
Here's what's going to happen. It's going to be two scenarios. Either one, you're fucked.
Either one.
The two scenarios are going to be people are going to have to forego their income tax refund.
Yeah.
Because how do you reconcile paying back $4, $5, $8, $12, $15,000 that you received in direct income from the federal government for 4 months? Or you're going to have to get on a payment plan, and we're going to snatch half your income tax, and then you got a bill with fucking Uncle Sam for the remainder of however many fucking years, and then we'll take another whatever the following year from your income tax, and then whatever, however long until you satisfy this bill. We talked about predatory business practices. This is predatory on behalf of the government because it's like,
you don't even have an option.
Exactly.
Like,
here's your new W-4, motherfucker.
Right. I can't even opt in. Fuck opting out. I can't even opt in.
Any employer. All right. So it's twofold. It's a benefit for the employers and the employees. His whole thing is really, as far as a company, me and Matt own a company. Say TRP blow up, we end up hiring 10 people. We got Taylor and we got 9 other fucking employees for TRPE Enterprises or whatever. In order to incentivize us to pay them as payroll as opposed to 1099, he's deleting the payroll tax. For those of you out there that don't know, because I worked for a payroll company for a fucking year, I learned a lot. Every single time a company runs payroll, not only do the employee got to pay a tax, the company has to pay an employee payroll tax for every motherfucker on payroll. That's a percentage. It's not a set amount. Yeah. It's a percentage of whatever your salary is.
Right. That's the reason that whole PPD shit is going to get motherfuckers jammed up.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother conversation.
That's a show.
Yeah.
That's a fucking show.
Right, yeah.
So to incentivize the companies to put more people on payroll and keep the paychecks flowing, he's saying we're going to delete the payroll tax. The benefit to the business is they're going to a lot of times be able to defer most of the shit because it's a business expense as it is and write it the fuck off.
Exactly.
Your dumbass as Joe Public going to work every day, you ain't getting that benefit.
You don't have that same
you don't
luxury.
have that same ability to literally write off everything. You can try, but what if you trigger an audit because you tried to write off too much?
Right.
So it's just like, this shit is bad on so many levels because most people aren't going to be able to recover from this shit. No. So now if you talk to anybody with like 7% understanding of the economy, they're like, February is about to be the fucking worst economic downturn we ever seen in history.
Yeah, not even close.
Foreclosures, all of the fucking mortgage abatements are over by January, February. So foreclosures about to go through the fucking roof. I'm trying to get a $500,000 house for $150 next year. So that's that.
The PUA shit is done.
The PUA shit is done by then. Or it's winding down.
December 26th.
They extended it to March 15th.
Ooh. More PUA.
More PUA.
More PUA.
But I don't think that the additional is going to kick in past this year unless Trump gets reelected. Because at this point, he's just writing checks with the intention of getting reelected. Motherfucker can promise you anything on the road to success, but what if they don't make it? It's no guarantee that fucking Kamala and Crazy Joe is going to say, yeah, you right.
Keep the faucet on.
Keep the faucet on. Cut the faucet off.
And they go in January, so yeah.
So the shit's going to get dark. You know what I'm saying? But in the short term, it's like, yo, all of y'all out there, if you have any fucking sense, y'all going to be getting this additional money in y'all fucking paychecks and all that. If you don't have some sort of strategy on how to turn that money over and to make it more so that when that tax bill come, you can pay it, don't spend that shit.
I was going to say whispers. Do not
spend that shit, yo.
Just chill.
I know it's hard.
Trust me, there's nothing in the malls.
Y'all bought it all. Y'all bought all the fucking Robert Graham, the Aquazora drip, like
Sergio Valente.
Y'all bought every fucking thing, the discount Balenciaga shit. Like, y'all literally bought every piece.
All the shiny Guessies, everything is gone. The Jibbo jeans.
When you log into your bank account, for those of you that aren't in check systems, when you log into your bank account, every account you got a checking and a savings. Your checking is usually where your check comes to. Your savings is where you put money that you don't want to touch. So when you go and you redo your W-4, split your fucking paycheck, the extra $300-400, whatever it is, split it in the savings and just get it direct. Don't even touch the motherfucker.
Like if your check is normally we get paid weekly.
Yeah,
a lot of people get paid every 2 weeks. If your shit is normally, say, $2,000 every 2 weeks, and now you're getting $2,800, $2,700, it's like
$700.
Continue on with your $2,000 every 2 week life.
You are going to harm yourself in the long run, yo. Like,
I just don't see any type of anything coming from it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the craziest part that, like, even we didn't even really super get into this. You know, Social Security is funded from federal tax. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, if y'all aren't collecting federal taxes, FICA, is there money going to the Social Security?
He's trying to delete. So that's the other part.
That's the part.
He's trying to delete Social Security.
So it's like for my job, the whole thing is you work till you 62. If they don't take you out back and put a bullet in you,
don't smoke.
Yeah, they don't hit you in the head with a hammer and throw you down the nigga hole. It's like you work till you 62, retire. They give you 3 full years of full health coverage. Then at 65, you go over to Social Security. You got your pension. Yeah. But my thing is, if Social Security isn't going to be there,
listen. They already, back in the Clinton administration, there was already talks about like, yo, Social Security, like that shit getting dark. They keep dipping into the fund. They keep doing this and this, trying to diversify. They borrowed this against the Social Security. It ain't going to be there. Trump has exponentially sped the shit up the last 4 years.
Right.
And it's literally going to be tough sledding, man, for like a lot of people. So it's like, yo, at this point, I'm saving 80% of every dollar I touch.
Yo, listen,
I'm just not in a position to do anything other.
When I saw that, me and you had the initial conversation, I'm just like, I don't even think this is a situation where you can like opt in.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm good.
Like, realistically, you can go to your job tomorrow and like change your
W-4.
Not what's the technical term I'm looking for?
Your dependents.
Dependents. Yeah. Like you can change your dependents around to make it to where they're not taking anything out of your check.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the year, like
it'll offset itself.
I've literally seen jobs where people be like this smart because if you got a job where you can do it online, like turn it on, turn it off, they'll know like. These next 2 weeks, I'm doing crazy overtime.
Got a big check coming.
Turn them off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. Then after that, turn them back on. Like people understand
what we used to do when I used to do corporate sales for enterprise. We used to when we knew like our commission checks would hit second check in a month. So if we knew we had a big commission check, like I had a month one time I had like 27,000 in commissions or whatever. We would change our tax to what was called a flat tax. Of like the VAT tax. Basically what it does is it streamlines your taxes because the way that the regular income tax is calculated on a check-to-check basis, it treats it as if when you make $30,000 in a check, you make that all the time.
Right.
And it takes 2 more pay periods for it to readjust to, oh shit, he don't make $30,000 all the time. He only made $6,000 this time. Let's readjust the taxes back to give him some of that bread back because we took too much. So what we would do is we would change it so that it would just be a flat 20% that would come out, and then you would get more of your bread. You know what I'm saying? And then the remainder of the fucking year, whenever you knew like, oh, just got a regular little check or it's $8,000 or some shit like that, you would just leave it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As opposed to changing it. Because if not, then now you're trying to chase back money from the government that you earned already. And it's like, nah, I don't want y'all to take it. Just give it to me now.
Yeah.
And I'll deal with, you know what I'm saying? And when you making, like my last year doing corporate sales, I made $77,000 in 7 months. So it's like, I ain't getting no fucking income tax back. No way.
Right.
Not unless I got a 5-star accountant, which I was 28 at the time. I ain't got no fucking accountant. My mom doing my taxes. So I need mine. You know what I'm saying?
So the shit is crazy. So I'm just really on the tip where it's just like, damn, like I can't even hold off and be like, no, still take the taxes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like we always talk about it. It only take you a week or 2 weeks.
Hey, man.
So you making $2,000, now you making $2,500. You got a $2,500 lifestyle.
I need a table for 8. Come show with 3 people. Yeah, I'm gonna still just order enough food for everybody.
Real shit.
Everybody get an appetizer and a dessert.
So we was having a conversation the other day, and I was like, yo, next year is going to be really insane, especially if you have a change in the leadership where, I understand that, you know, we don't want Trump in office. All that shit is great. But with the Dems, if they take over, a lot of the shit that he set in place
is going out the window.
Probably going
because
out,
they got to make their mark. That's the mark
probably
of any
going
new
out
administration.
the window. So it's like all this money that's getting thrown around ceases. All of this shit that's going on probably stops. Things probably get implemented that are probably on the opposite side of what it is for this. You understand what I'm saying? Then you factor in people are still going to be unemployed. People are still going to be fucking dealing with their rent issues and their mortgage issues, like you just said. Yeah. You can be able to, So, of course, we went to a Maserati dealership the other day. 2020 Maserati, 0% interest for a 84-month loan. I'm like, y'all wildin'.
7 fucking years.
I was like, what?
No, hold on. Is that
84 months?
7 years.
7 years. It's a 7-year loan.
It's the longest allowable loan.
84
just
months.
Just buy the motherfucker, man, please.
Dog, listen.
The interest is on us.
Boy was telling me 0% interest.
0% interest.
We'll pay your first 5 months of the car note. So your first payment wouldn't be until February. I'm like, right when it get dark, huh? Like right when shit go to shambles. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, yo, for them to be giving 0% interest for the term of the loan, not for a year, 2 years, 24 months, the term, and you could take, it ain't like we'll do a 0% interest on a 48-month loan.
Yeah.
We'll do 0% interest on a 60-month, a 72, a 84-month loan.
What's the longest loan y'all got? 84 months.
No.
0%.
Here go the crazy part. Bull told me he wouldn't be shocked if we look up in a couple months to see 96. I was like, damn. So, Pete, a 0% interest on an 84-month loan means the banks, y'all are completely cool with getting no money, no interest. That means that these car dealerships aren't even dealing with them right now. It means that the car dealerships is just like, yo, just buy this shit before February. That's where they at right now.
Because the light's about to get turned the fuck up.
It's literally, like Rob was saying, that like, I'm so pissed I bought a car last year. Because it's just like, yeah, you can literally just go around.
This is the opportunity zone.
I saw BMW the other day is doing 0% financing for, I think, a 48-month. But they like, we'll bring the car to you. I'm like, yo, that's funny as shit.
They gotta show up.
Just call us and tell us what you want. We bring it to the crib. Like, dog, it's about to get bad out here.
Send you a text WYA. I'm at the crib. You about to pull up. Fucking BMW.
Come outside, fam. I'm about to drop your joint off. Like, real shit.
M5 out here, dog. You home?
Yo, fucking lot attendant drop your Beamer off. He like, so I can catch the 108 stop right here. Like,
the G run over here?
Real shit. And it's just like, yeah, because and that shit made me really think about it as we was leaving the other day. I'm just like, dog, if they'll give you a 0% interest for fucking 7 years, that means that right now it's just like, we just need that car sold.
Yeah.
On
that
this
car
paper.
been here for 120 days and this bitch gotta go.
and it's not going to get sold in the next couple of months. And next year, once next year hit, we don't know what the fuck going to happen. So it's literally like, yo, you can go get a boat, nigga, a small plane, nigga, whatever you want.
You know, I was going to buy a car last year. I was going to buy a 2020 GT53 Mercedes AMG. And
that was a funny day.
Yeah, they just fucked the whole everything up, like literally, like the whole structure, the finance, everything. And I was like, I had a deal approved at $599 with Bank of America. They was going to do, I think, a 7-year, 84-month term or whatever. I was at $599. The residual was right. All that shit was cool. I was like, all right, I could probably jump in and out of this in like 3 years and still be safe, whatever, because the car was worth like 70 bands at 3 years with 30,000 miles on it. And they just fucked everything up. And I'm just like, yo, I'm so glad I didn't buy that motherfucker because I would have been flipped so bad with the economy going down. And now I like 2 weeks ago, I pre-ordered a 2021. Everything is touchscreen. They changed the motherfucker. I got all the custom options the way that I want it. And it should be here around sometime between Thanksgiving and the first week of December. And I'm probably going to get it at 0% fucking interest.
It's crazy as shit. But literally right now, you can literally get anything.
Yeah, and on a $115,000 car, I'm getting 0% instead of $599. How much money did I just receive?
Like, and it really, like, my interest rate was low on the Lex, but it's just like, it wasn't zero.
It wasn't zero.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn sure wasn't no fucking zero. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
At this point, if you buying a new car and your interest rate don't start with zero, if it ain't all the way zero or 0.9, you lost.
You in check systems. Like, something's going on. Because they're literally throwing them at you. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Like, you walk on to the Maserati dealership was across from the Porsche, and the Beamer dealership was across the street where we was at. So it's like, as you're walking in the door of the Maserati dealership, you could see the motherfuckers from Porsche like
damn, what's going on?
They like looking over the Cayenne at you and shit. It's just like, yeah, like,
you must got that good credit.
Like, because we got to get rid of these Johns. Yeah. All dealership, not just the big dogs. I'm talking about Honda, Hyundai, motherfucking Daewoo, nigga, every fucking
Fiat.
Everybody, nigga, they got to get rid of these Jones. So they'll literally give them to you right now. Yeah. But yeah, no, Trump and them we headed for a fucking crash, like a collision course. You know what's funny? I just thought about a collision course. So, you know, Nas just dropped his album or whatever. So Nas was on the Breakfast Club the other day. Did you see that at all?
No, he was?
Yeah.
I got to watch that.
You know, they're doing it on the screen, like on the...
I hate their virtual interview.
Yeah, I hate it too. But I watched it because it was Nas. But during the interview, Charlemagne was like, are you aware of the whole Jay-Z dropping whenever you drop? And Nas was like, you know, Nas is Nas. New York Mets hat to the side, you know, he high a little bit, and he like
at 7 in the morning,
at 6:30 a.m.
Fried.
And he like, nah, well, you know, Nas talk, nah, what you mean? What Jay be dropping when I drop? What you talking about? He was like, well, yeah, they made a whole thing the other day on Instagram. It was showing all of the stuff when you drop. He dropped. Like, when you dropped Godson, he dropped this. When you dropped Hip Hop Is Dead, he dropped this. When you dropped Life Is Good, he dropped this. When you dropped the Lost Tapes 2, he dropped this. And then, you know, you dropped the other day, he came out with the joint with Pharrell. So Charlemagne was like, when you dropped, I forgot what the album is, Nas dropped. He was like, Jay dropped Collision Course. Nas was like, Collision, what's that? Like, that's an album? And I felt like,
what's that? He was rapping on that joint?
Because it'd be so funny just how oblivious these motherfuckers be, because they really be in their own little worlds and shit. And I'm like, Jay got a whole album with Linkin Park. Nas like, what's that?
What's that, John? That's some unplugged shit?
That's what is it? And he was like, the album he got with Linkin Park. He was like, oh, all right, yeah. That's crazy. That's silly as shit. Man. But it's funny because Wayne, Kanye, they're all like that.
Yeah.
Kanye heard Sicko Mode and lost his shit.
A year later.
When the fuck he dropped this bullshit? They like, man, that shit already nominated for a Grammy. Like, dog, they really be oblivious to fucking music. This shit is crazy. But we started this whole thing because I wanted to go into the Verzuz. So, have you seen the numbers from the Verzuz?
I heard it was like 1.2 million.
The biggest Verzuz ever.
That was?
Am I lying? The biggest Verzuz ever. Swiss made a post. 1.2 million viewers.
What's cooking these books?
Are you looking at it too?
No.
Oh. 1.2 million views. No, it was at 1.2 on
I saw that.
on Instagram Live. 1.8 million on Apple Music.
Damn.
4.2 million total. It hit 100 million plus stream likes. 35,000 people clicked on the sign to vote, which is why Kamala and Joe Biden was on the joint. They raised $250,000 for Michelle Obama's campaign, When We All Vote. 5 billion impressions. Number one trending topic, and various trending topics from number 2 to 30. It was the highest tweeted Verzuz battles ever. It had over 1.1 million tweets, which surpassed the VMAs. 1.9 million tweets globally. Biggest Verzuz ever.
Holy shit. Damn.
Right.
So that dwarfs everything that I thought about Verzuz in general, where I would be thinking like the newer, younger artists would be able to capture more audience. That is clearly not the case.
You got to understand something. Monica and Brandy have been at odds with each other
for
25 years. So it's like, yeah, the fact, when I saw Brandy versus Monica, I'm like, oh, they must be go back to old school with the split screen. Then when it started and I saw the two chairs and I was like, oh, they coming there together. Yeah. And neither of them came out. So motherfuckers was like, oh, they must be rumbling in the parking lot. Like, here we go with the bullshit. And no, they came out and, you know I hate Verzuz, right?
Yes.
So you know that.
I've come to hate it.
You know I hate Verzuz, Taylor. Everybody knows I hate it. I watched it. And I really don't, Lee was sending it to me. Everybody was just talking about it. Twitter was on fire about it. You can clearly see the numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I broke down and I cut the shit on. It was great.
Yeah.
I can't hate at all. Monica was dressed like the little nigga from
Lord
Shrek.
Farquaad.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
She had on like leather slacks that everybody thought was thigh boots at first.
Yeah, it looked
and
like
then they realized they was pants.
It looked like she had wheelchair legs for
and
a
they was
second.
baggy around the pussy part.
Yeah.
And it was like a little off-putting.
She was like, they wanted her to wear a Free C Murder shirt, but she was like, I had already picked out my outfit. And I was like, damn, see?
I had already picked out my outfit. It's wild.
It's crazy as shit. I was like,
I know 5 billion people going to see this shit, but...
I'm getting this Fendi shit off. Like, damn.
Pay $8,400 for this Fendi epaulette.
My takeaway from the battle is Brandy is phenomenal. She's a great writer, great singer. I always thought if I had to pick one, I just think her music is better than Monica's. Yeah. I'm sorry. Brandy has the dedication 1, 2, and 3. I'm just always forever fucking with Brandy.
Yeah.
So Brandy has sitting up in my room. You know, she just has so many joints that are just so good. And it was so funny seeing the tweets were hilarious. People was like, Brandy makes music for black girls who grew up with their own room. Monica makes music for bitches that slept 3 in a bed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it was funny as shit.
You could see all of like the super hood girls like worldwide was tweeting they support of Monica. And I'm just like, these songs are good, but Monica played, like, from the recaps that I saw, rather, Monica played all of her best shit in the first half of the battle, and it was still roughly, like, tied.
I don't even think that she played her best shit. I think what it is that Monica really don't got that many great joints.
Yeah.
Which is why Monica is like...
Her catalog is top heavy.
It's like a legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she got Don't Take It Personal and... one of my favorite songs, Before You Walk Out of My Life, and you know, New Monica, you know what I'm saying? She got that joint, like she got joints, but it's just like Brandy can get to where it's like she on the 15th song and she's still throwing joints that's just, and she did a poem at the beginning of every song that got a little weird, you know what I'm saying? But the verses was good.
Yeah.
Their energy was a little
catty.
Not even that. It's just they was both sitting in director's chairs, so they weren't moving. And I was just like, I'm definitely over that for sure.
Yeah.
The whole them being there together. Like, call me what you want. I like the split screen.
It was way more fun, more interactive. Your homies in the background.
I like the niggas can't hook it up.
Yeah, niggas eating Teddy Grahams in the back.
Baby face on the phone say, what now? Like, what I'm supposed to touch? Like I like that shit because it shows you them.
It's a human element.
It's not
human element.
It's
not produced.
Not a production.
Yeah, exactly.
And Teddy Riley, hoe ass done forever changed. You know what I'm saying? Like
Teddy had the worst verses and still became an innovator of verses at the same time.
Crazy as shit. So it's just like, like I wanted to go back to them in their cribs.
Yeah.
Swiss was in the car. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, go back to that shit with the split screen. I posted it today. What's his name? That was snapping off on Dream.
Oh, Sean Garrett.
Like Sean Garrett to me, still to this day, like Jim and Dream, like they were funny as shit.
I'm gonna bring that back, nigga. That's Donnell Jones, nigga. JD, nigga. JD, nigga. Jermaine Dupri, nigga. Ladder, nigga. Get your bitch ass up,
Yo,
nigga.
bitch.
Wake up, nigga. Run that shit, Donnell.
I like that shit, like that raw element of verses. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's just like you don't know what the fuck's about to happen.
It's a business now, man. And
it's
my
changed
question,
over.
my one and only question is, how much fucking money are Swiss and Timbaland getting paid off this shit?
Yo, so let me
and
tell you-
are the artists being compensated?
So let me tell you where it went left for me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody knows I hate verses. So my homies in the group chat was like, yo, Matt, I see you in the comments and on Twitter and shit. You really fucking with this joint. And I was like, yeah, I actually am into, because I like Brandy. I like Monica. So I'm like, you know, I'm old. And I'm like, you know, I like hearing these songs and the shit. You can feel the passion and the love and the feelings and just, you know, that shit is decent. Like, I like the music. So I'm like, yeah, I'm into this joint. The verses ended, my group chat. I screenshot it so I can show it to you.
I just want to say thank you to Brandy for wearing them little shorts, and I know what you did last summer.
This came
one of
into
my
the,
personal
this
highlights.
came into the group chat right after the. What y'all think about TLC versus Total? I'm like, you know what? Defund versus that's it. I'm like,
At what?
I'm like,
Total versus TLC at what? Total literally had 2 albums.
I'm like, this is the shit that I be talking about. With this defund versus like I'm out there fucking chanting. I'm like, this is what I be talking about. You get a good versus, it's decent, it's entertaining, we fucking with it. Here y'all come with the nonsense. TLC versus Total.
what y'all think about PD Pablo versus Mark Curry, who was Puff Ghost Rider?
Total not beating SWV.
Fuck no.
Total might have trouble with 3LW.
They might get washed.
If you a female group and your name got 3 letters or numbers, you beating Total. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is what I be talking about. It's like y'all go off the fucking rails so much to start these imaginary verses. So the other day, funniest shit I seen through the whole joint was, I know nobody want to hear this, but let's keep it a buck. Ain't nobody seeing R. Kelly in none of these verses, which I, to a certain extent, agree with. But
Boosie started that train of thought.
The guy commented on, somebody quoted the tweet and was like, yo, not right now, yo. And the boy who had the initial tweet was like, who can really go at it with Kells in a verses? And the boy commented was like, the state of Illinois. Fucking screams. So then, of course, motherfuckers going left. The boy was like, if you want to keep it a B, Kells is beating Michael Jackson in a verses. So I commented on, I was like, which Michael Jackson? Because I went 5th grade, it was a nigga in my class. His name was Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what Michael Jackson? And he was like, what the fuck you mean? You honestly think Mike got 20 for Kells? I'm like, Mike got 40 for whoever.
Yeah.
Mike got 15 Jackson 5 tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mike was
tripping.
a legend 7 different times.
I'm like, bro, Mike got Dirty Diana. And in the grand scheme of Michael's music,
That's low.
Dirty Diana might not be top 15.
Mike got shit in his catalog that's bullshit to him that motherfuckers will cut their whole arm off to have in their catalog.
I'm like, let's realistically, let's just think it like this. Thriller has 6 number ones. Not 4, not 3, not 5. It has 6 number ones. Beat It is a number 1. Billie Jean was a number 1. Thriller was a number 1. Human Nature was a number 1. Wanna Be Starting Something was a number 1. And PYT was a number 1. There are only 9 songs on that album. Like, 66% of the album went number 1.
That shit different, man.
I'm like, y'all, you're tripping right now, fam. But that's where motherfuckers get, where it's just like, oh no, I really, really fucked with Avant. He could take 20 up against Luther Vandross. And you just like, nah, man, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, with the versus shit, I ain't gonna hold you. I actually was into the Brandy Monica joke because I like their music. So, of course, motherfuckers started. what did somebody say the other day? Carrie Hilson verse, and I'm just like, yeah, like this is anything. You know what I'm saying? Like this is literally anything. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was actually pretty entertaining. And then when I saw the numbers, they were staggering, and I was just like, damn, because I remember seeing it when they first cut on, it was like 300,000, 400, 600, 680, 720, 750. I'm like,
that's great.
Brandy and Monica bringing them the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like I just like the rawness of the split screen.
It was way better.
Them on their phones.
It was better.
You know, lighting fucked up.
Yeah.
The shit keep cutting off. You got to scramble to get back. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
the only other verses I'm interested in seeing, I want to see Mariah Carey get up there and 30 somebody in a 20 song battle, because there isn't a woman alive fucking with Mariah Carey. You know Mariah Carey got Song of the Decade twice?
Yes, I told you this. When me and you had the whole argument about Boyz II Men and New Edition being the best R&B group ever, I was saying Boyz II Men. I'm like, bro, Boyz II Men got I'll Make Love to You, On Bended Knee, and End of the Road. And neither one of those are their biggest song, because they got One Sweet Day with Mariah. That shit was number one for like 40 weeks or some crazy shit.
Mariah
like
Carey got two records one was 16 weeks number one and one was 14 weeks number one, and they both fucking Song of the Decade.
Yeah, we belong together. Yeah. Like
Mariah Carey a different animal.
I don't think she 30s.
She going 30 something.
I don't think she'd do it to Whitney.
Whitney's dead. I said alive.
Oh. Well, yeah. I forgot about that little death thing.
Like, her not being alive kind of complicates things.
Yeah. Ray J could come in and play the songs for her and shit.
Hero, Without You.
Oh, you don't got to tell me. I know.
Fantasy, Always Be My Baby, One Sweet Day.
No, Mariah has 2 number ones albums. Like, she has 2 number one albums. Not like an album that went
Yeah. They all was number one.
Mariah Carey number ones, and then the other Mariah Carey number ones. Like, yeah, she has 2 number ones albums.
Different, man.
Beyonce?
It ain't enough, man. And I love Beyonce.
I think Beyonce loses. I don't think Beyonce gets like,
no, she ain't gonna get power wash. She won't get power wash.
Because you figure...
Somebody said Mary J, and I'm like, power wash.
No, yeah, Mary J got to stay in the crib on that one.
It's real talent versus like a hood chick that made some songs we like. It's different.
I'm not a crazy Mary J, and I
fuck with Mary.
I mean, I fucks with her.
And I would like to have sex with her. But in a versus with Mariah Carey, you're getting power wash.
I don't want to sound like a hater in the dancery, but I don't.
What you told me? She doesn't sing in an octave.
That's Mary. She got hot songs. The joint Let It Go. That's the shit.
Yeah.
You know, the joint when Kendu fucked her whole world up. She had a couple hits with that shit.
Was on some shit.
Her first album was the super shit. What's the 411? And what's the other one? My Life, I think.
My Life.
Those was the shit.
Classics. It ain't enough.
Not against MC. Mariah Carey.
She's an alien.
It's Whitney and Mariah.
Yeah.
Those are the. So if Whitney dead, you know,
Mariah win by default.
It's like, you know, it's.
I just want to see Mariah come through the studio dragging her motherfucking mink coat with her 7 dogs, with her $1 million watch, with a $1 million watch on. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see her drag for fucking 2 hours.
Mariah Carey crazy as all hell, but
you're hot. You're hot.
I remember Paul Mooney had a joke. He was talking about the divas losing.
Diva!
He was like, Mariah Carey, that mix shit fucking her up. She said, her white half say she having a nervous breakdown. Her black half say, shut up, crackhead bitch.
Diva!
You're right. Mariah doesn't lose anybody.
She's an alien, yo.
Here's another one that's going around that I really, because Stone be fucking me up with this, and I hope he's listening, because he be advocating way too hard for this shit. Chris Brown versus Usher. And I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, bro, Usher, wash it. Like, it ain't even close.
Nah, I think Chris Brown got this shit, bro.
Chris Brown got Loyal. That's the best song ever made, possibly.
He got Loyal. He got No Air.
Usher got My Boo.
He got Poppin'. He got
Usher got My Way.
He got all them Rihanna records.
Dog, listen. Usher got an album with 4 number ones on it.
I respect
Usher got another album with 3 number ones on it. He got another album with 2 number ones on it. You do realize Usher got 10 number ones. And I be trying to tell folk, it's like, Usher's just he was literally when Michael Jackson did his 30th anniversary tribute concert, it was him and Usher at the end of the Jones sliding, and when Chris Tucker came out, it's like Usher was really, like, think about it. Confession sold 25 million worldwide.
27.
It's the album of the decade. And it just be like, that made it fucked up. I fucks with, I'm telling y'all, quote me, Loyal is the best record to come out from that time period.
Easily.
It's not even close.
Yeah.
The beat, Wheezy's verse, I like the East Coast version personally, but the Tyga West Coast version, I literally, when I did this, because I actually did it on my phone, and I posted it on the joint. And a bunch of niggas arguing in my mentions, I wasn't paying attention. But I put
niggas I'm not looking at.
I put Chris Brown 20 and Usher 20 up next to each other. And I'm like, I got Usher winning this 13-7, maybe 14-6. And I'm giving Loyal 2. Because the East Coast and the West Coast version.
I go play it twice.
But I'm just like, realistically, when you talk about, she made me want to say, yo, that John, Usher got Nice and Slow. When you talk about Kiss Kiss with T-Pain, Usher got You Don't Have to Call. Usher got You Remind Me.
Usher just, definitely, Chris Brown has trendy records.
Chris Brown got Turn Up the Music. Usher got OMG. He got No Guidance, which I actually really like with Drake. Usher got I Need a Girl with Puff. It's just so many records. And we're not even talking about the Yeahs or the Lovers with Friends. I don't even throw them shits in there. But it's just too many records.
I don't know. I just look at Chris Brown catalog. And
he got Caught Up. He got Superstar. He got Good Kisser.
He got crazy
It's just
records.
like, Usher really is, he was the guy for his generation. Like, it was undisputed the guy. And don't get it fucked up. Chris Brown for his generation is the guy.
The guy, yeah.
But
Chris Brown got 121
on the Billboard.
On Billboard.
I mean, but you got to remember, Chris Brown puts out 60-song albums. So it's like, you know,
bad instead.
You know what I'm saying? It's Russell Westbrook over there. But it's just like, for me, when I look at it, like, Usher got 10 number one records. And that in itself is no small feat. Like, when you look at Drake, for his run, Drake has 7 number ones.
Yeah.
To have 10 number ones, in fact, I'm lying. Usher got 9 because You Don't Have to Call was number 3, and I was thinking I Need a Girl. That was a number 2. I Need a Girl was a number 2. That's the crazy part. He got so many number 3s and number 2s because Lovers and Friends was a number 3.
Yeah.
My Way was a number 3. You Don't Have to Call was a number 3. I Need a Girl was a number 2. It's just crazy as fuck. But you look at his number ones, Nice and Slow, You Remind Me. What's the big song from that album? The Slow John from 8701. Not You Remind Me, because everything started with You. You Remind Me, You Don't Have to Call, and You Got It Bad.
You Got It Bad.
God.
You Got It Bad.
You Got It Bad. Then he got OMG, Yeah, My Boo, Burn, Confessions. No. You know what I'm saying? Love Breezy, Love Loyal. Nah. I see, if they did that, Usher just, it's a power washing in the grand scheme of things. Is it a 20-0? No. But it ain't even close to that.
Yeah.
I just think Usher you got to remember, again, like we talked about a couple shows ago, like music being the soundtrack to like shit. Usher just got so many, like you ever see that John it be flying around social media, be like, how much money did Erykah Badu have when she was drowning? How much this, that, like it'd be taking lines from songs.
Right.
But one of the Jones on there was, what time was Usher in the drop top? And it's just like 7 o'clock on the dot. Like he just got joints. It's just they just too powerful. And it's like Chris Brown, as far as like the club, you know, dance techno shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's the GOAT of that shit, but not with Burn.
Yeah, you might have just changed my mind because I was definitely advocating for Chris Brown.
Too many records, man. And the thing, what it is Chris Brown has so many like features and so many like popping records with like he got the Look at Me Now with Lil Wayne and Busta, and he got No Guidance with Drake. He got Only with Drake, Nicki, and when like he got all of them type Johns. But when Usher Usher got Love in the Club with Jeezy. That's another number one I forgot about. Like he just got so many powerful, monumental joints that it's just like yeah, what you gonna play with this, man? Like, what you gonna do?
I don't know, man. I gotta dig into Chris Brown's catalog. I did the research a couple weeks ago, and I was voting for Chris Brown, and now I don't feel the same way.
People got so mad at me because I was like, here, go over here on my phone. Deuces versus Papers. I'm like, I take Papers.
I ain't taking Papers.
Motherfuckers was heated. I'm like,
tripping.
I'm taking Papers, dog. But Chris Brown, because I can't do them right next to each other. Turn up the music, run it, yo, wall to wall, kiss, kiss, with you, take you down, tempo, no guidance, privacy, popping, beautiful people, no BS, which is my favorite Chris Brown track, by the way, outside of Loyal, of course. Look at Me Now, She Ain't You, Indigo, Paper, Scissors, Rock, Pills and Automobiles, Loyal, and then the bonus track, No Air. Usher, Papers, OMG, You Make Me Wanna, Nice and Slow, My Way, You Don't Have to Call, You Remind Me, You Got It Bad, Good Kisser, I Need a Girl Part 1, Bad Girl, which we definitely forgot about, Throwback, Lovers and Friends, There Goes My Baby, Lovin' This Club, Burn, Climax, Caught Up, Confessions 2, Yeah, and the bonus track, My Boo. And I'm just like, I don't see where the win is for Breezy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Take Me Down on Breezy list?
Yes.
Okay.
I had Take Me Down. If I was to have my 20, Take Me Down with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take Me Down would go up against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You Got It Bad. And I'm just like, you're not winning against You Got It Bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, the wins is like, for me, Look at Me Now, Loyal, all them up-tempo Jones. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tempo, it's funny, no pun intended. Tempo, that's a win. But just, what the fuck you gonna play when Usher play Bad Girl? You know what I'm saying? It's just too many joints. So that's a joint I wouldn't mind seeing. Like them two in the same spot. That would be dope.
Yeah.
Like you talking about a same spot.
I'm watching that.
Versus,
I'm
Usher and Breezy,
that.
I'd watch. I'm not watching Carl Thomas versus Peebo Bryson. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Carl Thomas versus Freddie Jackson.
Yeah, like I'm not watching. I saw today Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm like, yo, really pushing it now. You know what I'm saying?
Motherfuckers is just still bored. Like not exploring enough of the earth.
Ridiculous.
Just finding shit that they want to just invest their energy into.
Elizabeth Taylor versus Liberace. just literally anything, man. You want to do an update on the playoff basketball before we get the fuck out of here? How you feeling?
All right, so it's twofold because there was a political stance that the NBA took. The players took a week ago. That's kind of where I wanted to get into it. Took a week ago where they boycotted all 3 games that were on the docket for last Wednesday.
Can I say this real quick? The one thing about it I didn't like, the Bucks let the Magic go out there. I didn't.
Oh, they didn't inform them.
They didn't tell them. Yeah. Magic was out there warming up.
Yeah.
And they was on some straight Mighty Duck shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you got like if y'all gonna make that statement, don't let us come out and
make
look
it
like
to everybody.
Clowns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For
like,
sure.
I didn't like that.
So they boycotted all of the games. It was a bunch of closed door meetings between the players and the commissioner, between the players and the owners, and this and this and this. And, some sort of a resolution allegedly was reached because here we are back playing basketball again. So allegedly, the owners made all of these promises that they're going to lean on local legislators and the presidential candidates and this to get certain shit done and get certain reform in place and this and donate their money and their time and all this to get this shit done. Now, my thing is, in the wake of George Floyd, why wasn't there already some sort of commitment in place with them knowing that they were coming back? Because they were having these bubble negotiations for months. We talked about it extensively on here and on social media. So it's like, why wasn't there already something in place where it's like, yo, we need to do more and make more of an impact through a game that's 80% black that reaches all over the world? We need to really stand with our players and get in front of this shit and do what need be done.
You want me to be honest with this?
Yes.
It goes back to what I told y'all at the beginning of this whole entire thing. Kyrie was right. And it's what it is. It's like once your mind, it's like, you ever have like somebody pass away and you sadden and you know, what do you say? I got to get my mind off of this. I need to get out the house.
Right.
And you go off and start, having an orgy or whatever the fuck you get into.
Eating ass.
Yeah.
Whatever you do.
Your mind slips away from that shit. So it's like, yeah, as the basketball came back and, you know, the social issue kind of got, not, I ain't going to say to the back burner, but we more hype on Damian Lillard knocking down all these threes, or Jamal Murray and fucking Spider going back and forth. Yeah. And, you know, we kind of get, that kind of gets lost in translation. That's, Kyrie was right. And it's just like, yeah, like, your mind can only process but so many thoughts at once. It's just the way it go. So it's like, yeah, once the basketball shit was back on, like full on, and in the NBA, they didn't give us no breaks. They was playing 5 games a day from noon to midnight. So, you know what I mean? That's where it's kind of like, are we back rolling? Sponsorship money coming in? Chill. Like, that's kind of where it got.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I think that the Kyrie was right shit is like a knee-jerk reaction from people because of the fact of what happened in the midst of basketball being played again.
I don't think it's a knee-jerk. I think what it is the fact that it's like we're just trained to like be like shut up, Kyrie.
I just think that the mainstream media had already dwindled their coverage.
I mean, that's
long before.
That's with
so it's like that coupled with Jacob Blake, with all of this other factors going on that people probably didn't consider, makes it look like Kyrie was right, when in reality, if they weren't playing basketball and Jacob Blake happened, we don't know. Like, it's a lot of don't knows wrapped in what ifs.
I give you that. I just feel like
I think Kyrie's sentiment was in the right place.
Definitely, not even close. I do feel like, to a certain extent, though, you gotta at least acknowledge the platform that they're
Absolutely.
on. It's like, yeah, we can't do a what if basketball wasn't rolling. It's rolling. It's playoff time. So it's like, yeah, no, the platform is there. It's like, you can't. What you say about your man? I think you said Coco Chanel told you when party promoting, once you put the word out, you can't handle where
you can't control who show up.
That's what it is. It's like, we got the platform, so we can't handle that this shit is global and LeBron did this and Jamal Murray did this and Damian Lillard. It's just shit's gonna get shown. So it's like, yeah, we got the platform. Now it's like, do we let up or do we take it full on? So that's my whole thing was.
I think the players, to their credit, did an excellent job though in post game interviews, keeping the shit going. Jamal Murray, Dame Lillard, LeBron in particular, those three made it a constant point, game after game after game, to have something to say like, yo, we playing basketball, we doing what we doing, but let's not forget about Breonna Taylor, let's not forget about George Floyd. Like, they were really hammering the shit home.
You just made me think, Joe Biden was giving a speech the other day, and they was asking him like, how does he feel about the police, you know, the defunding the police, whatever. And he's like, no, there needs to be serious change. The police need to be held accountable for their actions. You know, with Jacob Blake, you know, they need to be investigated. Let the criminal justice system work. Hell, even Breonna Taylor. And I was like, that just made me cringe so much.
He's going to be so hard to vote for.
Really, like, even Breonna Taylor, and I, like, just the throwing it out there was like,
some Zatarine.
Yeah, you ain't never seen that.
I sprinkled some Breonna Taylor on that. You ain't never seen that coming.
That's how it felt, and I was just like, it just made me like, I saw, you know how they put the political Jones out and it'd be like Trump, Pence, 2020, Biden, Harris, 2020. I saw the Jones that said, fuck both of them, 2020. And I'm just like, dog, like, this shit is going to get so spooky.
That's just my biggest issue about just this upcoming election in general is that I'm tired of these candidates pandering to black people.
That's how it
having
feels.
No real black agenda. Like, not people of color, black people. What are you going to do for your biggest minority group that fucking built the fucking axis that this country turns on? Like, what are you going to do? The answer is usually a bunch of, we got to see. Well, I mean, once we crunch the numbers, and I think it was people of color, like they cloak it under people of color. And
did you see your man, Dr. Boyce Watkins? He said that, for Biden Harris to get, we should set up a thing for, it's like for them to get the black vote, they have to agree to, it was like 4 things, but one of them was $1.3 trillion for reparations. And I was like, I think we've seen already that that's not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you give motherfuckers reparations, now keep in mind, I'm a black man, I'm all for it. However, if you give niggas reparations, and I think it was like at an average clip, it was like 400,000 per person or whatever like that can prove that they're a descendant of slavery. You're gonna have a lamb truck and on every grandma's sidewalk in America, and a new Patek, and niggas gonna be back broke again.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
240, 160, 400 out the door. It's a wrap. It's over. Niggas are still not going to start up Rockefeller with their fucking 400K. Like,
yeah.
It's so much you got to, like, spoon feed niggas.
The $1,200 a week. You know what I'm saying?
Got to give niggas the annuity.
Yeah, to bring the show full circle. Yeah,
you got to give niggas the annuity. Because if not, they going to fuck themselves in the long run.
But honestly, though, that what made me think about the whole Joe Biden shit was like the pandering aspect. And it's like even watching the NBA games, it's so just blatantly in your face. Yeah. The court says Black Lives Matter. They kneel before the joint. You know, it's just constantly reminded to you and said to you. And it's just like, all right, we understand this. Yeah. I know. Black Lives, we know this.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing about
what
it, though?
Now?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where Kyrie was genuinely at. Like,
that I can agree to.
We're going to get lost in the translation, and then it's just going to be nothing done. Think about how crazy this is. Y'all are protesting the killing of Breonna Taylor. And during this, George Floyd was killed. Now the protest gets extra saucy because now we're protesting for George Floyd.
Then the dude in Atlanta gets killed.
Then the guy in Atlanta gets killed. So now we're protesting all of that. Then we got Jacob Blake. It was just one last night. Did you see the cops put the bag over the guy's head in New York? It's just like, this shit ain't slowing down during the protests.
My whole thing with to the police out there is, who the fuck wants to be the cop that's killing more black niggas in the midst of all of this shit? Like, how tone deaf do you gotta be like, I'm putting my pistol on a nigga?
Dog, a 17-year-old kid in fucking, is it Milwaukee or Minnesota? Where's Kenosha?
Wisconsin.
A 17-year-old kid went out into the street with an AR. Shot 3 motherfuckers, killed 2 of them. Yeah. You got law enforcement and political people as far up as the president is like, oh, well, let's see.
You gotta hear both sides. They're dead.
Let's not overreact here. You know what I'm saying?
He's throwing signals like, white man, don't shoot me. Like, I'm one of y'all.
Did you see the Brian Urlacher shit? Oh, yeah, you did. Because you did.
Get Brian Urlacher. Dog, he has a black son, fam.
Does he?
Yes, his wife is black.
Nah. Really? What's Taylor smiling about over there?
I'm just finding this out too. I don't.
No, that's what he's on Google.
Yeah, somebody said that's what I saw.
Taylor popped up and jumped on the internet. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think he got like a black wife or a black kid or some shit like that.
Wow. I'm getting on Google.
Ex-wife.
Yeah. He a black ex-wife. He got a black son, fam.
Yeah, he do got a ex-black wife. Jesus Christ. Young boy is black.
Young boy, yes. Very.
I said the other day, I never trusted Urlacher's face. I never liked him.
Well, he looks like a fucking potato.
Yeah. He looks like, what was the fucking Butterbean? Like, yeah, I couldn't think of his fucking name. All white men with them heads, I can't fuck with them, man. But yeah, Urlacher literally jumped out the window the other day and was like, y'all protesting, Brett Favre threw 4 touchdowns the night his dad died, and y'all out here protesting because the nigga got shot 7 times in the back. Like, why aren't y'all just toughing through it? And it's just like, huh? The Chicago Bears organization, like their CEO came right out and was like, we have disengaged all contact with Brian Urlacher. He is not a Chicago Bear.
I'm so glad that they fucked him around down the stretch. Do you know like the story of his contract and all of that shit?
I can vaguely remember the whole shit.
They fucked him around. In hindsight, you deserved it, Brian Urlacher.
Yo, the Chicago Bears came right out like, yeah, look, we ain't fucking with boys.
This nigga's tripping.
They called practice that day and was like, yeah, no, everybody come to the field. Like, they had everybody come in and was talking to him. And it's just like, yeah, like, I don't know what the fuck Urlacher was on. But it's just like, bro, and that's the part that kind of bugs me out. It's like the insensitive part of it. Exactly. From just people who aren't even law enforcement. Like, just if I tell you it's cold in here and you like, it ain't that cold, but then somebody come in and be like, damn, it's cold in here. Then they come in and say, damn, it's cold in here. Then they say, damn, it's cold in here. Then your girl come in and be like, damn, it's cold in here. Something in you got to be like, maybe it is cold in this month. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got so many people telling you there's a problem.
And clearly laying it out. And then they change the narrative once you give them a straightforward example. It's like, but yeah, my dog ran in the street one time, and it's always some like off kilter shit.
I'll tell you another joint that made me cringe. Watching Roger Goodell say, oh yeah, Cat was right. It's just like,
he had to sue y'all for collusion.
What the fuck is it? Think about this. He had to sue y'all for collusion, right? A year later now, we're going through all of this protest and anarchy in the streets. Now you come out and say, oh, Cat was right. It's like you trying to save face.
Yeah.
That's how the shit feels.
It's a marketing plan.
It's disingenuous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, yo.
My biggest thing through all of this shit is people that are against the cause. If you ain't going to be an ally, at least don't be an enemy.
Right.
At least allow people to have free forms of communications and express their frustration without you saying, well, my grandfather fought in the war. And it's like, our grandfathers fought in the fucking war too, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And that's what you're not getting. Like, is this whole disconnect between patriotism and the flag and what it means to be an American? And if you protest, like, y'all y'all walk around the Constitution flying like a flag from y'all fucking cars, and then as soon as somebody say, well, we have freedom of speech, to say, well, you're taking it too literally. And it's just like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
These people have to stop calling me, yo, like all day.
I saw a dude the other day with a Trump 2020. The whole side of his car was Trump 2020. He had a truck, big pickup truck. And I'm just like,
Fam.
Like,
You have nothing better to do with your money.
Nothing. And I said it the other day.
Spend your SBA money wiser than
this goes back to the whole Chadwick Boseman shit I was saying. We've reached a point where everybody is angry. Everybody is miserable. Everybody is depressed. Everybody is upset. And they're literally outside just looking to take it out on whoever. Yeah. Why are y'all in this? Like, I literally said the other day, do I think Black Lives Matter? Yes. Do I want to see change? Yes, of course. I'm not going to a protest because I'm not getting hit in the head with a brick.
For sure.
Dog, did you see the nigga get hit with the trash can lid?
The police officer.
Yo.
He threw that joint like Captain
did you
America's
see it?
shield.
Somebody was like, no, yo, who threw that the trash can lid? Somebody was like, had to be Captain America. I fucking died.
It was that one, and then it was dude walking down the street and got hit in the head with a brick.
I ain't getting hit in the head with a brick.
Getting hit in the head with a brick is wild.
That has to sting. I got hit in the head with a basketball once. I'm cool.
Shit ain't filled too
Shit
good.
ain't like, I'm cool. Did you see the nigga got hit with the fucking the pan?
My man lit that square up.
It's a cast iron skillet.
He hit it with the Acme and Co joint.
Yo, what's the pans you can put right in the oven off the stove?
The cast iron joint. He had a cast iron joint.
He hit two motherfuckers with it.
He was on some shit like, listen, I ain't got the burner, but I'm bringing what I got. You know what I'm saying? Shit get thick. Put the frying pan on a motherfucker.
Yo.
He rung they bells,
dog.
man.
He was dropping niggas with that pan out there.
Boom, boom. Then he hit him with the grounding pan.
Yeah. Like, you definitely ain't trying to get hit with a cast iron, John. You can bake that up to 500 degrees.
You can store fucking grease in that shit for 10 years.
You was not trying to get hit with that. That shit can withstand 500 degrees, dog. Like, you not trying to get hit in the head with a pan. You know, I saw the other day a video was saying, if you really want to do damage to somebody, hit them in the head with a Crown Royal bottle.
Because they don't break.
They won't break.
Motherfuckers shooting jumpers with the Crown Royal bottle off the second floor of the crib.
Shit will not
blum,
break.
blum, blum.
Dog. But yeah, them protests and them scenes, they're just so violent. And everybody's angry, fighting, pushing. Did you see the shit where it was the Black Lives Matter side and the Trump side? I think it's crazy that that's the sides.
Yes.
Like, it's the, the Dream Team versus Angola. That's how this shit be looking sometimes. It's like not the Biden side versus the Trump side. Right. It's the Trump side versus the Black
BLM.
Lives Matter side. The cops was in the middle, but the cops was only facing the Black Lives.
Of course.
And it's just like, yeah, like I can't fuck, because you could get shot, rubber bullet, like I can't fuck with that.
My young boy went to a peaceful protest.
They all peaceful.
At Broad
at
and,
1 a.m.
At Broad and
at
Alney,
1 p.m.
At Broad and Alney, and the cops cleaned his clock. He got fucked up. He a little guy. Cops beat him the fuck up. Then tried to charge him with assault on an officer.
Did you see the shit on 676?
Yeah.
Dog.
That's why the bull had to fall on the sword, the deputy commissioner.
A lot of them got fired and shit from that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like that shit was ridiculous, man. We was watching that shit at my job. My man Reggie, he funny as shit, little hood nigga. He was like, damn, man, they done busted my man Kiwi all open on fucking 676. They was bugging. So it's like, yeah, I can't fuck with them protests. I'm not going there. I got bad knee. I ain't put myself in that shit. But it's just like, yeah, it's like everybody's so angry and just so ready for violence and just to go back and forth. And it's just like, we're headed for we're on a crash course right now.
No bullshit.
You talking about no money, no jobs, just with all of this negativity going on.
We on the verge of a race war. It's coming.
Bro,
I'm gonna be in the crib, but that joint coming.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit on my DVR. I ain't going out there, but the race war is coming. I'm gonna be in there watching, counting cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Yo, real talk. You know what I'm saying? You started watching Counting Cars. That's funny as shit. I was down.
Yo, his white privilege of being able to just roll up on motherfuckers.
Yo, you watch like, Counting Cars at all?
He be like, listen, tell him, he be rolling up on people in traffic like,
pull over.
Pull
I
over.
want to talk about your car.
They like, okay.
All right.
Let Nat or pull up on, pull over. Talk to you about your car.
He be going, watch as you get more and more. He be going to people's cribs and in they fucking.
He be canvassing the neighborhoods and just go to the crib and knock on the door.
It's crazy. It's some
hey, I'm Danny. I want to buy your car.
It's some Jones, he don't even go up to the door first. He be in the joint under the car. He be looking at it like, dog, it's nuts. And I say that shit to myself, like, can't no motherfucker with me. Like, imagine me and Chad, you got horns on your fucking hat. And we just roll up to a motherfucking crib like, yeah, we want to talk about your old Buick.
We have to talk about that part real quick. I know we over time, Teller. We had to talk about this. I need 5 minutes.
All right, can I lay the scene?
Please lay the fucking scene. Because that shit had me so mad the other day.
I was dying at a group message. So there's a show I started watching called Counting Cars. Everybody knows me, knows I'm in the old school cars. So the Count is Danny Coker. He owns a shop in Las Vegas called Count's Customs. You know what he got famous for?
I have no clue. I've never seen this man before.
His dad was a car guy, and he was into rock and roll. So he started a rock band, and then he started hosting low-budget horror movies.
Oh, shit.
Like, remember Tales from the Hood? Mm-hmm. Remember how Clarence Thomas Jr. was the narrator?
Yeah.
I mean, did I say it right? Not Clarence Thomas.
Clarence
Thomas III.
Williams III, I think. Whatever.
He was the narrator, for Tales in the Hood. He was doing that for like low budget white horror shit. And that's how he like made money. Okay. And then he opened up a tattoo shop. He has like a couple restaurants and bars, and then he opened up the customization shop, and that shit blew. So he basically started coming around on Pawn Stars. You ever watch that?
Yes.
He's real cool with the bull Rick Harrison. So he started, whenever Rick needs information about a car, he
calls Danny.
I'll call my man Count. So that's where people started seeing him. And then, people start seeing you, they're like, oh shit, we want to see this bull. So History Channel gave him a show. Shit took off. They're going into their 10th season. Yeah. It's crazy.
I could tell that the first season is mad long ago.
Yeah, like you could tell because it's like 2012, 2013. So, but yeah, he started a show. The shit exploded. So naturally, when he become like Pawn Stars, Chumlee, the Sun, all that shit, you got your cast of white men who can do whatever they want. So he's got his hardcore cast, which is Kevin, which is his man. That's like the financial manager of the shop. Then he got Scott. Scott leaves after like the second or third season or whatever.
He's the one that make the motorcycles and shit?
No, that's Shannon.
Okay, Shannon.
Scott's the big boy to be complaining about all the money he spends. But Scott, he leaves after the second season. But then he's got Rolly, who's the detailer, the German boy or whatever the fuck he's from. Yeah. Ryan don't show up till like season 3 or 4, but he's like the guy. Like he's the paint legend and shit. And then he's got Horny Mike, who's like the airbrush guy. And Chad texted me the other day so mad about Horny Mike because He a white dude who puts horns on everything.
That's his role.
That's his like shtick.
He puts horns on everything. His jacket, he has horns in his cut into his hair.
Yeah.
Shoulder epaulets.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like an amazing.
he drives around in a converted bread truck that has horns on it. And his name is Horny Mike. He has 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, like he's a fucking superstar.
And I got pissed because it's like, yo, this is the epitome of white privilege, because in no other ethnicity can I be Horny Raheem or Horny Daquan,
Horny Yusuf,
Horny Ahmed, like, and make a literal living from putting horns on shit.
He signs autographs at car shows. It's the craziest shit on earth.
People want Horny Mike's autograph.
Dog.
Like, if I showed up tomorrow and I was Horny Chad with horns, cut my hair, I would be in jail by the afternoon.
Dog.
They would send the national security to come and get me.
Couldn't no black man market himself as horny anything?
Anything. No. You going. You're gonna, in the words
What'd you say, feet too?
You're gonna be arrested, arraigned, and sentenced before anybody even know you going. You're gonna be in the mountains of Pennsylvania somewhere, forgotten for a decade.
You haven't seen the newer episodes.
I'm on episode 9 of season 1.
He's got the school bus.
Are you looking at Horny Mike right now?
So when you were talking about it, I was thinking of like a car horn, not like devil horns.
Yeah,
devil horns.
Yes, devil horns.
Horns. He puts horns on everything.
Horny Mike.
Horny Mike. So you said he drives the bread truck. So you haven't seen the school bus?
Well, maybe it was a school bus.
It's green.
Yeah.
That's the school bus.
Okay.
So in the newer seasons, he's got a smart car with horns all over it, and he's got a F3, a Ram 3500 dually with horns on. This shit is crazy.
So he's literally making a great living from this shit. He has multiple vehicles.
Dog. Wait till you get to season 9. This motherfucker got a fabrication case where you can literally etch in anything into the computer and build it from like fabrication, like just from scratch. He builds these custom horn helmets. The helmets are $5,000. I'm like, what the fuck? And Danny, like, you selling these motherfuckers? He was like, yeah.
Bro. When you are white and male in America,
you can do anything.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, your imagination is, you're just allowed to just, like, we talked a couple shows ago about like taking your passion and finding a business in it. If you're a white man, you don't even have to be passionate about it. No. You can just do it and become a multimillionaire. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I hate slavery.
I hate to be this guy, but shit, Justin. It's like, Justin doesn't have a purpose. He's not living in his truth. He's just
a guy.
He's just a guy with no sleeves. And he can do anything. In my mind,
he's the world's most interesting man.
In my mind, I picture Justin going to the Ravens interview with a muscle shirt and Crocs.
Some fucking cut off sweatpants.
That's
and
what I imagine.
I've never seen him not in basketball shorts.
It's the craziest shit on earth. It's nuts. But yeah, Horny Mike is a legit superstar in the car and automotive industry from that show. And it's like, wow, because his whole thing is really just horns. Just putting horns. He can draw his ass off. I ain't gonna tell you, he's a crazy artist.
Yeah.
But it's just so wild to see him marketed as Horny Mike, and it's like, ha ha. It's like funny, because there is no way. Like, imagine if like, remember when Mitch became BF?
Yeah.
Imagine if he would have became Horny Mitch.
He was already Horny Mitch.
Well, he was Horny Mitch.
He wasn't marketed as such.
BF gonna text me tomorrow about that one. I can see that one coming. But yeah, no, it's like, imagine like, Horny Kendall. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine like just him marketing himself as, yeah, I'm Horny Jamel, and I put horns on shit.
The CIA would put an inquiry in on you. Like, they would be trying to find out how you were raised and, like, where did you go to school?
Seriously.
What's on your computer? All type of shit.
Like, imagine if, like, Tasties tomorrow was, like, no food and they was just selling clothes with horns. And she was like, I'm Horny Barb. And it's just like, you couldn't. You're like, It's insanity, yo.
I'm horny. Yeah, I'm no longer Barbara DeVan. I'm horny Barb.
Shout out Tasty's too. Like
Shout out Tasty's Barb. Just
she an SCI?
She SCI. She got the commissary for SCI. She did not buy SCI. She did not invest.
People
thought that she bought SCI, dog. I can't make this shit up, yo. I can't make this shit up.
What'd you do yesterday? I bought a state prison.
Bought a state prison. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan ain't the only one with prisons, nigga.
Yo, shut up, man. That's crazy. But yeah, no, like just it is wild watching it because I sit there sometimes and the part that trips me out the most, it ain't even the horny mic. It ain't even the fact that Danny's worth fucking $15 million and doesn't have sleeves on ever.
And a long ass ponytail.
Just long ass ponytail with fucking the Jim Jones chain. It's crazy. The shit that trips me out the most is they pull up on people in traffic and it's like, or knock on their doors and they don't even have like a pitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if me and you were doing that, we're business minded. If I was to pull up on somebody in the street, it would pull up and this would be my joint. Hey, what's going on, man? I'm Matt. Me and my guy Chad here. We own this business, the realest podcast ever, Customs. We're located over so-and-so, man. We really are in the old school cars. You care if we check that out? Would you be interested in it? That would be the pitch.
To even soften it up.
Soften.
He just like, yo, pull over.
He pulls up on people like, yo, I want to talk about your car.
I'm going to pull up here.
He go knock on people's doors. They come to the door all nervous. He's like, hey, what's going on, man? I'm a car guy. I just want to check out your Camaro. You got a couple seconds to talk about it? Yeah, I come out there. How you doing? I'm Roger. I'm Danny, man. I own a shop here in town. Whole shop here in town shit come out later. It's the craziest shit on earth. They just pull up on folk, run up on people. It's wild as shit. And they be buying cars.
It's nuts.
It's nuts. But I like the shit they be doing on the cars. But yeah, when you really get into like the second or third level of the thinking with this shit, it's just like, yo, nobody black could do this shit, man.
Nobody Arab, nobody Asian. Like
pulling up on old white men.
Can you imagine a Hispanic, a Mexican pulling up? Hey, Holmes, I want to talk about your car.
Come on,
stars, my friend. Un momento, por favor. Do you have a minute to talk to me and Hector about your El Camino?
Papi, please. Papi, please.
Papi, please. Pull over.
Pull over, please.
Papi.
That was racist.
I don't want to show you the weapon, Papi. I had the weapon. You know I have the weapon, Papi. Pull over.
Yo, real quick. You know what you made me think about? The one line nobody caught in 40-Year-Old Virgin was when Romeo, what's his name? Romani. When he stepped up to the old Indian boy, was like, hey, look, you fucking with the wrong nigga. All right? He's like, oh, really? You fucking with the wrong son nigga. Nobody caught that line. He said, once I remove the blade that I have in my sock, I cannot return it until it has spilled blood. Yeah, that little Indian nigga was crazy on 40-Year-Old Virgin. Once I remove the blade that I keep in my sock, I cannot return it until it has spilled blood. Like, dog. But yeah, no, just the
thought process fucks you. Like when you sit back and just realize that everything is racist.
Everything.
It's just a miserable existence, so I can't take myself down that road. But literally everything is racist.
Yes. Every single thing that comes out or goes on. It's racist.
It's all racist.
There's just no way around it.
I know Verzuz is racist somehow. I just haven't uncovered it yet.
Everything. When you really, really sit back and think about it, you be like, there it is.
It's always omnipresent.
White dude the other day. Let me just end with this. So I got the Maserati, whatever, I'm riding around. I pull up at the valet at the hotel. They got all day valet. Whatever. They park your car for you, whatever. It's two black dudes and a white dude in the valet working and shit.
Yeah.
White dude a little older. So, of course, I pull up in the car. Motherfuckers like, oh, shit, this Johnny Black girl like, damn, that shit nice, dog. I'm like, yeah, thank whatever. White dude who works the valet, I give him the keys. This wasn't when I first came, the black boy parked it.
Okay.
But later that night, we went to dinner. So, I had to go get it out the valet, bring it back. So when we came back the second night, it was just the white guy.
Yeah.
So I gave him the keys or whatever. And he was like, it's not a stick shift or anything like that, right? And I was like, no. He's like, yeah, because I've never driven anything like this. I'm like, nah, you just pop the little joystick shit, the little gear, it don't move. You know, you just pop it, go in the drive. He's like, okay, great, cool. So he park it. The next day I come out, he's out there, the white guy. He goes, gets the car. Forgot we was going to breakfast. He go get the car, bring it back. He like, man, this is really, really nice. I'm like, yeah, thanks, you know, whatever. So later that day, we were driving past the hotel. We weren't coming to the hotel. We just were driving past. He was at the valet podium. He waved, you know what I'm saying? I was riding past or whatever. He waved at me. So she was driving. I was in the passenger seat. So I like wave, whatever. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy as shit. So later that night, we went to dinner again. Was that after it might have been after we came from the beach. I think it was before we went out that night. We came back to the valet. He was out there. So I get out the car, and I had the keys on my hip. So I get out. I like threw him the keys as I was walking in the telly because he was standing right there, and he did that jump. So I threw him the keys, whatever. He caught it. He like almost like it was a football. Yeah. Like he did that jump. He said, "What's going on with you, man?" I was like, "I'm cool." He was like, "Yo, look, I gotta ask, are you like in the music industry?" And I was like, "Oh, here comes the
There it is. Right on time.
Yeah, he was like, "Are you in the music industry?" And I was just like, in my head, it was like, nigga. Like, I was like, no.
I mean, he was sizing you up the prior 2 days, trying to like figure it out which angle he was going to go with.
Because I'm big. Yeah, I got muscle.
He big, but he ain't that big.
He like, I don't do.
He might be a center. He might be a guard. Might be a nose tackle.
What's the name on 1404? Matt Cain?
Nah.
That Pusher T got from down here, right? Like that. Like, it could be in that whole rap thing. But he really
that hip hop thing.
He's like, I gotta ask, are you like in the music industry?
You don't gotta ask.
Yo, really? That's what's crazy. You don't gotta ask. But he said, yeah. And Lee was like, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm like, I'm big. I got on bright. I'm big. I got on bright colors.
This flamboyant layoff.
You light skinned, titties everywhere. It's like in his mind, it's like
I gotta compartmentalize this shit.
But he asked me that. He's like, "Are you in the music industry?" And I was just like, "No, I ain't in the music industry." And he looked stumped. Nah. like, back to the drawing board.
Drug dealer.
If you said you were in the music industry, he would definitely ask for a picture after.
Yeah.
That's like the worst part also.
Crazy. I remember we was in Miami. One of the dudes who was working at the restaurant next to what's the joint on the corner? Everybody be at with the slushies.
Wet Willie's?
The restaurant right next to Wet Willie's.
The Wet Willie's this weekend.
The dude he asked us like, yo, what y'all like, y'all in the music industry? I mean, he asked that shit, but he was black. He was like, yo, y'all fuck with music or something like this? We had all the cars. And Los was like, yeah, he the A&R Sony about me and shit. But was like, yo, can I give you some job? I was just like, I was like, yeah, I'm busy right now. He's like, I don't mean to fuck up your whole groove, whatever. I was like, yeah, I got a lot going on. I was cracking. In fact, not Los, Marty said that shit. And I was dying. I was just like, dog, like
fucking Nori said when he be on a plane and shit, they be asking him what he do. He be like, yeah, no, I make this. Like I made the camera on the iPhone. He said niggas walking up like, yo, what's up? And I was like, they ain't know you. Said, man, I told you I made this shit.
Dog, that should be crazy, man. Like motherfuckers be like, yeah, that it's everywhere. It's just around. You can't get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just there.
It would just suck going around recognizing all of the racism that exists, but literally everything is racist.
Everything.
So that's going to be the name of this episode. Everything is racist.
Yo, listen, you know what, John, always trips me out? You probably don't experience this, Taylor. I don't know if you do at all, but because you are actually Muslim.
Yes.
I'm not Muslim, but this one trips me out so much. I go, because it happened the other day at the breakfast joint. She's like, yeah, you guys ready to order? Lee ordered what she was getting, all her shit. You know, I'm like, yeah, I'll take the shrimp and grits. And no, I got the shrimp. So the shrimp and grits they had was shrimp, grits, scallops, and I think it was crab meat in there, and it was bacon on the top of it. So I'm like, yeah, let me get the shrimp and grits. She was like, okay, the bacon is pork. And I was like,
not Muslim, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm here for the swan.
yeah, I was like, okay. She's like, yeah, just letting you know. But then it was like a table to the right of us, and they were white. It was a white guy and a white woman. And the white guy, he ordered the shrimp. I heard him. He was like, yeah, can I get the shrimp and grits? She said, okay, anything else? And I'm just like, hey, it got pork.
Racist. Racist.
Like, I was ready to scream that shit, hey, it got pork in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. And it's just, it's the first thing you see. That's the part where, like, what's the light-skinned boy who do the John on the Comedy Central? Trevor Noah. He had Tammy Lauren on his show.
Okay.
And Tammy Lauren was, I'll never forget this line. She was like, yeah, people make it seem like I'm a racist or something. I'm not a racist. I don't see color. And he was like, so what do you do at the traffic light? And everybody fell the fuck out laughing. He was like, just putting it out there, saying you don't see color is the most ignorant shit you could say because you have to notice that I'm black. It's the only thing
the
you
first thing you see before you even know me.
So to say you don't see color is just wild. It's nuts. Clint had a joint on stage where he was like, he was in the Uber and he had a white driver. Driver picked him up from the airport, was taking him to the hotel. He's like, we in traffic, normal day. He's making a little bullshit conversation. He's like, out of nowhere, he got cut off by a black guy. He's like, I saw him because, he saw him. He's like, the black guy cut him off and he was like, yo, what the fuck, Jerome? And he was like, do you know him? He was like, no. He's like, I don't know him. He's like, who the fuck is Jerome? But it's just like, yeah, it's just what we do as people. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck, Jerome?
Rex Chapman said the other day, because they hold the whole shit with Luca, where
Marcus Morris.
No, Harold.
Montrezl Harrell.
Oh,
Montrezl Harrell called him a bitch ass white boy.
Yeah.
And Rex Chapman was like, true story. If you never heard bitch ass white boy on the court, you wasn't busting ass the right way. And it's just like, yeah, that'd be like the go-to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yeah, no, racism is. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
We'd be here for another 2-3 hours. I'm done.
It's a wrap, man. We appreciate y'all for listening. We'll be back.